be here right away. So
Yeah.
we are going live. I am the Lone Star Picker, aka Lone Star Louie, and tonight we have a guest here. Is TK Resales. His name is Tom. So anybody who's rewatching this, want to say welcome. Normally I got a couple good cool followers. They'll pop in, but usually when on tonight's Thursday, so I haven't really tested the waters. I know there's somebody else going live, but long story short, we're going to do a thing called TEASE Talk. Technically, this is like volume 3, and I spell it like you're being teased, but we're going to be talking about tease, as in t-shirts. And so, Tom, you want to give a little introduction, bro?
Sure. I'm Tom Carlack. TK Resales is my YouTube channel. I've been selling on eBay for about 5 years. So I am a reseller first, and then t-shirts are secondary, but I do both. So,
but t-shirts are a part of reselling because you want to make money. And do you consider yourself a collector at all a little bit?
So I would actually, somebody asked me this the other day, and I said I probably have 10 vintage t-shirts that I collected that are mine.
Okay.
So I went into my closet, my personal closet, and I only have 6. So I have 6 personal vintage t-shirts just for me.
Wow.
Everything else is...
That's not bad, though.
That's the price. No, it's not bad.
I mean, that you kind of say you're on the cusp, but so let's tell them how you and I met. You mind?
Yeah, no, I could tell a story. Yeah. I was on Instagram looking for stuff, and I remember I came across a t-shirt that I thought was cool. I reached out to Louie, and we made a trade.
And it may have been the other way around. I may have reached out to you like, oh my God, that's a banger or something.
It might have been. Yeah, it might have been that way too. I don't remember which way it went, but
I mean, we would kind of talk here and there. And I remember going, oh, that's pretty cool. When the Instagram, so we're talking about Instagram, you guys, Tom and I are both content creators. We both are, I forgot the French word I was looking for, connoisseurs of t-shirts. We love it. We kind of like the idea behind, the reason for selling them. And just, I think you probably, I mean, your reasons may be a little bit different from mine and vice versa, but I think everybody loves in the t-shirt world. We call it the t-shirt world. I don't know what's another word for it, but
community.
Yeah. Community, is duh. It's I mean, because everybody talks about the YouTube community and well, yeah, but that's strictly saying YouTube can be so broad and general, but then there's the reseller YouTube community. And then, but what I think a lot of people don't know, Tom, and this is just my surmisation, I may be totally wrong and stuff and blowing it out my ass, but it's I'm telling you, people don't, I think there's even other resellers have no clue of what's really going on with the t-shirt world. There's, right? Talk about it. Yeah.
100%. I'm a part of 3 different Facebook groups, reseller groups.
Oh, shoot. Dude.
Always asking about t-shirts and vintage clothing. And I'm like, guys, go on Instagram and just watch any of the resellers and you'll see the value of these t-shirts. Yeah. It's crazy.
Isn't it?
It's nuts. I mean, I love being a part of it. It's one of my favorite things. I find t-shirts everywhere. Everywhere I go, somebody's wearing a t-shirt. Somebody wants to wear a cool t-shirt. So,
and look back historically, it's provenance. It's there. It's historically, in movies, you see fashion's always been influenced by t-shirts and whatnot. So yeah, there's such a really interesting lineage there. And then everybody's reasons for liking t-shirts, it's simple as practicality. I needed to wear a t-shirt.
Yep.
But why not look fly when you're doing it, or just, but it kind of leads me to I had this idea and I was formulating it. I probably didn't do it really good job throwing it up. My idea on YouTube was pop culture tee versus streetwear, but I don't think that's a good way to, but then I say pop culture, that can be so broad too. You got your pop culture crap that you could pick up at Walmart that are I call them repops.
Yeah.
And another way I was what did repop stand for? Was reprinted pop culture t-shirts, so that's what I call it, repop.
I definitely try and stay away from those. I for some reason I like the t-shirts with tags. I'm a tag whore, I guess is what I'm saying, because I got this shirt right here, real quick, right? The printed tag. It's a Power Ranger.
Can I put you big real quick? And let me figure out how to do that. I always dude. I'm on. You could tell I'm never on YouTube. Okay, heck no. Let's take my ugly face out. There we go. Look at this nice shiny bald head. I don't know how he keeps that so clean, man. That's. I should take my here. 2 bald guys talking about t-shirts. It's like.
Actually, tomorrow I'll probably shave it again.
I couldn't tell, dude. It looks, you could put some wax on that thing. I wouldn't know. I'm just teasing you. But go ahead, show. So you were showing this tag.
Yeah. So this is one of the printed tags. So that means that this is a newer T-shirt. But
yeah,
the graphic on it is amazing. So I picked it up.
Yep.
But this wouldn't be something that I look for personal. Like I want the crazy tag. Like I'm going for tags that look like this.
Well, we're looking for, yeah, exactly. And that goes along with a word I use a lot and when I talk about as a reseller about ephemera, and you know what ephemera is.
Oh, yeah.
So, but like when you talk about ephemera, there's a provenance on it. So I'm trying to get the t-shirt world to like really sharpen up with like vocab. And if not, like you said, I'm going to stay in my lane and go, okay, you guys, let's talk about the provenance of this. Provenance would be where the year is printed, the kind of tag it is, how many tags maybe like reproduced it in the past. You know what I'm saying? Like, is it a bootleg version of it or what? Or, you know, oh no, so-and-so tag printed those only these years or some, you know, sugar like that. And so, yeah, let me just give a quick shout out to everybody in the chat. I'm sorry if you guys already left and came in and said hi and didn't think I said hi, but Tino, let me start off with Tino. This is Tino. He's out of Cali. He's bought stuff from me on online auction, YouTube. And you guys, if you don't know Tom, give him a follow. His information's down below. Got his YouTube, got Instagram. Anybody rewatching this, you know, show Tom some love. Let's get him. He's not new to YouTube. He's got better and more videos than I do. And no, like the guy I've been catching up. It's like one day you like very humbly like shared a link with me, and I was like, oh shit, you've been doing this for a while. So it's like, you know, it's incredible to meet other resellers and that resellers that like have the same passion, you know, like or similar interests. That's okay, you know. And I think I would say you're passionate about your tees. Like
I love my tees.
I've watched you chop it up. Yeah, you know, it's a kind of addicting thing. Like my bro, his name is Cali Reseller Luis, and you know, he and I will do some auctions once in a while on his channel, and that's how I get rid of a lot of my mids. So like what we like you ones you showed, I call those mids, you know.
Oh yeah, those are mids, yeah.
But it's okay, which all it means is like mid-range, and it could be mid-range quality, mid-range price, mid-range for like, it's not that flashy of a banger. I got a real good one here, and it's the same, you know, subject matter. And you're like, you'll know a banger when you see it because your eyes are like, you know, I mean, for those, and the reason and it sounds like I'm kind of explaining this, and I'm just doing that for like the community and people that pop in the live chat. So real quick, hey, Tino, good to see you, bro. He's really good. I've actually done a live with him on Instagram, and he loves to do just strictly. He may have you on one day. Like he does this Instagram thing on Sundays where he tries his best, like, and he does a really good job, and he wants to interview other resellers, and he asks good questions. I
love talking about this stuff. It's,
you know, and he may go, hey, give me some information, give me some knowledge bombs or something, you know, but he's really sincere. Drop Flips, which is Ford Pinto spelled backwards. He's a really great guy.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. And I've actually done a live with him too. And he's a good guy. Mo is out of Sacramento. He's another reseller. Good to see you, Mo. I hope you're still here, bro. Let you guys give me a shout out if you're still here. And that's Tino again. He's like, nice. He loves to learn. This guy is like, he's all about wanting to know. And this is Big Girls Really Do Cry. She is Lainey out of the United Kingdom, and she and I have done lives too. She's sweet as can be. She used to do reselling, but if you check out her YouTube channel, you'll see what she's about. She has like just random dialogues and just fun stuff. She's over the pond. Good to thank you for being here, Lainey. So I
got to start following more people on YouTube.
Well, let me give you a tip. So like just even for t-shirt, you know, collectors, you know, as I jokingly, and maybe it's not a nice term, but I would say t-shirt. I consider myself a t-shirt rat, you know, but like t-shirt folks that collect, so that's T-rats. I always say follow more people. That's how I got really involved in the t-shirt community, bro. And I'm sure you do, and you get it too. It's like, but on Instagram, that's the hangout place. That's I don't want to give away all my secrets, but like, you know, then we can't get the deals. Hey, Gino's Finds, good to see you, bro. He is so sweet. Have you seen Gino? I'm sorry. This is not Tino. There was Tino. This is Gino. Gino, just man, he's just a straight up OG of a reseller, and I love he just got this really cool East Coast demeanor, but he just tells it like it is. He's fun. Thank you for coming by. Duncan VR out of Australia, down under. So
Hi.
I like to go across the board. I love to know all the resellers, no matter what your niche is. Tonight is called Tease Talk Volume 3. We're just going to just chop it up about T-shirts. Shout out to everybody in the chat. So, Tom, you and I met, and then we've done business in the sense that I'm like, hey, do you want to? And I'm like, I'm going to put you on the spot. So who got the better deal? Do you feel like I think you gave me a good banger. We did a swap on a T-shirt, and you knew I loved the Raiders. You had this Raiders shirt, but I found this J-Lo, and I did this. I hope I disclosed it as best as I could.
Oh,
it was small or medium or something. I can't remember, but J-Lo, was it? Yeah,
it was J-Lo. It was like a purple, pinkish J-Lo that had kind of sparkles in it. It was definitely a woman's shirt, and I couldn't wear it, so I turned around and flipped it. You want me to tell you how much I got? Or you want me to keep
it? You get that 150, dude?
No, I took 75.
Holy shit! Yeah. You're kidding? Oops! All right, you guys, they're gonna be banned on YouTube for. Wow, that's great, dude.
Yeah.
That is sick. If I see, and I'll be honest, I'm about this. I don't. Some people are greedy, and they're like, no, I'm like, dude, it's about sharing love. I know it sounds like it's a cliche thing we say in the t-shirt world. I'm about sharing love. You know what? I knew that thing could reach up, but I didn't know it was going to get that much. And I'm happy for you, bro.
Well, and you got to remember, though, Homer, it was Bart Simpson, Oakland Raiders shirt, though. That's a good $50, $60 t-shirt.
I believe it is. In my heart, but for me, it was I told you, and I'm honest, I that's a personal, because yeah, and it had this great fade and wear, which to me I love, and we could talk about that in terms of
that's starting to grow on me too. I'm starting to like the faded, little bit of holes here and there. They're starting I don't know what it is.
It's an aesthetic that's always been there, but you and I could talk about it historically, indicative of why do you think that's so popular with in pop culture, an original vintage tee? Why is it so important? What do you think?
I think nowadays you're getting that whole new young group of people, younger than us, and
different. We'll just say different generations, and
different generations.
Yeah,
and they're seeing that the older guys had this when they were growing up, and it looked just like that. I need to have that shirt because my dad had that, or it was just like the one my dad had. So I think that's part of it.
So you think it's kind of a psychology, oh my God, that the key word I'm looking for is nostalgia. They're oh yeah, man, that guy, that's grandpa's shirt, man. I used to have one like that, and the marble shirts or whatever it is, or my dad went to that concert. So,
yeah.
But I think now it's gone so far as it's this incredible aesthetic, and you see it, and sometimes it looks a little cliche, everybody wearing those Nike shorts or some really cool kick, shorts with the perfect kicks. When I say kick, shoes that match that t-shirt, and it's
a lot of people doing that.
But if you look back at historically, and when I say pop culture, look at movies, for example, Dazed and Confused. Everybody got that nice thin 70s, old school look with a logo and stuff, and crazy, banger images, or just nutso, just.
At my day job, I saw somebody with a Dazed and Confused shirt on. So I went over, and, it was the tie-dye, and it was an original Dazed and Confused from when the movie came out. So I walked over.
Shoot. Go. I want to hear this. Okay.
And I can't really, at my job, I can't really say too much. So
yeah. I mean, you don't want everybody swarming you, but maybe that's, and it could be, unless you trust them, right? You're talking about being a content creator.
Yeah, so I was gonna say, how much you want for that shirt, because you're trying to off the back to purchase, get that off the back of them. But at my job, they don't really want us to do that kind of stuff. So I walked up to it,
outside the building. Did you go hey, let's go get a drink?
Yeah. So I was like, you have a nice shirt on, sir. Thank you. And I walked away.
Oh shit.
But if we were out in public at a bar or something like that, and I saw
I was going to say, go see if that guy smokes a cigarette. Even if you don't smoke, hey, let's go outside and smoke, or go get a coffee. Say, hey, you want to go eat lunch real quick together? Let's, and then talk about it. Say, hey, listen, remember that shirt? Yeah,
sweeten them up a little bit.
What I would do is say, I'm the kind of guy, I'm a little too direct for it. I'd probably scare half the resellers. I have in the past. I'm like, dude, but I'll be like, got a question for you. You still got that shirt? You know, when are you gonna sell it to me? You know, just like you know, because what you're doing is you're being really sincere, but you're also like, you're gonna sell it to me? I want that shirt. You know.
Yeah, look, I'm putting interest into you. I'm showing you how much I care about you in a T-shirt. Why don't you sell it to me?
Yeah. Well, they don't give a shit if you like them or not. It's like how much money in the end. But like, I'm not saying that's literally, but like when you go, hey, dude, and what I would do is like, I love the deal. Let's talk as a reseller. Like I love the art of the deal. You know?
Yeah.
And the deal can be so different, and the deal can be just a trade, bro. You know,
Easy.
It's like, are you sure you feel comfortable? Hey, I know what I put into this. You know, we don't need to talk about that, but like, if you're comfortable, let's swap. You know, and it's also really what it does is it becomes, you know, aside from it being a form of communication, business wise, it really is just building like, you know, it's just building a relationship, you know, and that's what strengthens community. And it's like, you know what? I know maybe, you know, he got a better end of the deal or whatever. You know, that's not the point. The thing is, did you, you know, get something you like and you're happy with it? Yeah, that's good. You know, that's all good.
That's what trades are about in this community. I'm working on a trade right now, as a matter of fact.
It's hard though. Yeah, I learned my lesson in a good way. Like I was kind of like, should I bring some shirts? I went to a t-shirt convention not too long ago. We had one in Austin, Texas.
Nice.
So, where are you at? May I ask just the state? You don't have to mention.
Kansas City.
Okay, you are in Kansas City? Okay, cool.
I'm on the outskirts of Kansas City, but I'm about 30 minutes away from Kansas City downtown.
So Kansas City is in Kansas.
We have a Kansas City, Kansas, and we have a Kansas City, Missouri.
So you're in Missouri.
I am right on the edge, but I am in Missouri, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's right. Because one day I was looking at them, I'm like, oh shit, that's confusing as crap.
It is. Yeah. It's confusing as hell. It's separated by a river, is what it is.
But it's still all Kansas City. When you say, you know, you're in the aside from the division of the state. So Tino has a question. She says, what kind of shirts are good to avoid? That's a good question.
That is a good question. That's a tough one.
And I think, can I just start it off with, and then I want to just interject, and then I want to hear you, Tom. It's like, I think that's really, Tino, that's a good question, but I think it's a hard one to answer because it's subject upon, like, what knowledge do you have? And I would start off with just simply, don't buy something you're not comfortable with, you know? Like, you know, if you don't like a certain subject matter or something, don't get into it because maybe it's something you're not ready to explore, or maybe you don't even like it. Like you have disgust for it, you know, like I don't want to deal with it. Because then why would you want to sell it? You know,
the way that I got introduced into it is I'm not going to buy anything that I don't like. So if I do get stuck with it, it's not something that I like. Like I want something that I like, whether or not I'm looking to resell it or to keep it. So
that's a good way to look at it. Yeah.
But that's more of like a collector's mindset, but it's still something I do when I go looking for t-shirts. I don't know. It's just something that stuck with me since when I started back 5 years ago with reselling.
Yeah. Yeah. So like you're saying, just don't buy anything, you know, you're not going to want to. Yeah.
Yeah. If you're not going to if you end up keeping it, nobody buys it from you, you have a shirt that you like anyway. But on the flip side, I would say the types of shirts to avoid, I would say would be screen printed ones right off the top of my head.
Oh yeah.
So like this one, if you don't have
screen printing can be good. Like if it's I forget the type, silk screen, like originals, but like you're talking about repopulated.
Yeah, the repopulated.
I'll say Walmart. I call them Walmart shirts.
Yeah, the Walmart stuff.
Or mall shirts. You know, like whatever. You know. Yeah, and I would say there's so that's a tough question, Tino, but that's a really good question because it makes me think, and as resellers, we need to think and have this dialogue constantly because it could change. But I would say, if you were asking me, I would say like, okay, here, A, B, C, D, A, sizes. Okay, sizes, I would say stay away from medium shirts. Mediums are hard to sell for me.
Yep.
Most of the time, unless you're this guy over here, Tom, and you got like a size medium, Jennifer Lopez, and you sell for $75. Heck yeah, let's go.
Yeah, that was a good one.
This is what I do. I'm known as the Mr. Cowbell because I do these night auctions. I'm like, there we go, you got to sell, you know. Woo! Somebody earlier said, "Where's the cowbell?" Because I don't know if you ever seen that I do these auctions with my buddy Louie, and he privileges me to come on, and I sell those type of shirts, but I try to sell like a variation of sizes. Like I'll do XLs and 2Xs and 3Xs for people who like really want them, you know, and they're really good images as far as repop goes. Sometimes I sell concert shirts, you know, like the ones you saw in my story and stuff, and people can't get those. So yeah, but as far as what would you avoid, I would definitely take it one extra thing further. Don't ever buy anything that's not going to be your size.
Yeah.
And that's maybe, I don't know, because like I bought stuff and I'm like, it doesn't sell. Hell, I'll wear it. You know, I don't care if I don't, you know, I don't really necessarily identify, but I know as a reseller, like, and let's talk about this is like selling t-shirts. There's so many different ways to sell them. Like I heard you're going to be doing a pop-up pretty soon. Is it October?
Yeah. So excited about it. Like,
is this your first one?
This is going to be the first one I'll be a vendor at. So about 4 months ago, a friend reached out to me about a pop-up in Kansas City. I was like, cool, let's see if we can get on. So we both put our names in to be a vendor and we both got denied. So he knew somebody else and he got in for the next one and I still got denied. And then there's a third one and I got denied again. So my buddy also got denied the third time.
We're going to talk about this process later, but we'll talk about behind closed doors. But it could be political at times. But then again, it really, I wouldn't want to be the one organizing it. But go ahead. So,
but it's a small event, right? So there's only 11 vendors.
Okay.
But it's in a bar. It's in the basement of a bar, and it's really
awesome.
Food. Yeah. So they have the 7 same vendors every single month, and then they allow 4 people new to come in. Just, you know.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So I got
they do a little refresh, kind of add a couple new ones. That's smart business too.
Yeah. So I started talking with my buddy who got denied, and he's like, "We should do something on our own." And I'm like, that is a great idea. Let me go start looking at places. So I started looking at places around my area. He started looking at places around his area. 2 weeks later, he comes back and says, I got a spot.
Wow.
I'm like, okay, tell me about it. So he goes, well, this is what we got. And he shows me video of it. I'm like, I'm in. How much you need? Let's start doing this. He goes, I need this much money and we're going to need it by Friday and we're going to have it and we're going to book it. So that Friday, he went in, booked it. Now we're doing a 40 vendor event at
so you're co-running it, or is this your friend mostly running it?
He did everything himself.
Okay.
He's doing all the promotions. Yeah. He's doing everything.
So he charges like a booth fee, so to speak.
Yeah, booth fee.
Yeah, that's fair. But if he's doing it and he's doing a lot of the work and he's making sure he's going to follow through and get the organization, that's awesome. But 40 vendors is a lot. I don't know how he managed that.
It started out with 25. Like we had a limit of 25 people going to this, and he's like, "There's so many people asking me to be in it." I'm like, "All right, dude." So he jumped it to 40, and that's what we're gonna.
Like, everybody must be like kind of spaced in together, pretty tight.
It's a big space. It's a big event center. Anyway, this is gonna be the shout out for it. It's Cowtown Vintage and something exchange. Cowtown.
You guys don't know? Go to Tom's Instagram. You'll see it. Just so like if you're like, what are you guys talking about? We're talking about pop-ups, and as far as the reason we bringing this up, like we're just jumping right into it. Like is that as a reseller, it's one thing, but there are granted there are different types of pop-ups. There's craft fairs. There's food venues for like like what do you call it? Garden Saturday market, whatever you call it. My brain, but like pop-ups can be vintage clothes, this and that, kicks, shoes,
stuff, old stuff. It just could be anything.
Is this going to be like a little variety, or is it mostly?
Yeah, this is going to be a variety.
Okay. That's better because then you got something for everybody, but then you're going to have those young kids like, oh dang, look, or just even older guys like, dude, you got those shirts? I've been looking for those,
Yeah, 100%. Like I've started getting my stuff ready. Like I've got a box of $5 stuff. I got hangers at 15. I got hangers at 25. I got hangers at ask a price. I'm from the last 2 weeks of us promoting it, we went from having 1 view on Instagram to almost 400. Cowtown. God damn it! Now I forget the name of it.
Go on Instagram, you'll see it. But he's talking about, so it's there in where you're at in Kansas City. So yeah, that's incredible. Like, and even in towards the end, I'll just share it, maybe for the chance of one person looking at it, because I'm such a small fish. But hey,
but still, like it's just an event on top of an event. Like,
dude, that's
we
awesome.
had no way of doing stuff for what we want to do because they shut us out. So now all of a sudden we have a way of doing stuff, So sometimes you got to do stuff on your own.
I love it, dude. I think this is a great experience for you. So let's shift gears and topic. Like, let's talk a little bit about the reselling nature of it. But as far as pop-ups, like, so you and I talked a little beforehand, and like you said, yeah, I got in. I could tell you're excited, and you should be. I will just say this much: just 3 days leading into it, just make sure you're just chill, keep your positive thoughts, just get everything working. I'm not saying you're not, but I'm just saying get in this really good frame of mind, and this, like, kind of like you're ready to do like a K run, and you're like, hey, let's go. And then once you're there, man, just don't ever take anything personal. Just but in terms of getting organized, just get it all there. Help everybody that you can, make it a good, because that's a lot of people. You're going to be able, the thing about it's not so much you're going to be making money. You're going to be, let me tell you something, you can be making money not knowing by networking. You can be meeting the right folks. And I know you get this. I don't need to tell you. You're a reseller. Like, you've done this at garage sales, yard sales, estate sales, moving sales. You meet the right people. You're like, oh yeah, hey, I got some more stuff. Here's my card. Boom. Like, hook up. Let's hook up.
Yeah, here's my number. Let's go. Let's talk.
Yeah, maybe I could take some of that stuff off of you, and it's like, you never know. Hey, I'm moving next week, and I got all these shirts, and this old guy in his 70s. Not this. I did a pop up last. I guess it was last. God, I can't even think straight. Yeah, it was last Sunday. I was so tired, dude. I didn't just smash it. I killed it, dude. And I will say the majority of it was like clothing or fashion. I sold a single stitch Grateful Dead t-shirt, but it wasn't an official. Well, I think it was, but it's like one of those 80s bootleg ones. It's like, oh my God, this is crazy. And I bought it from Afro Vintage and Barry, and I was like, and I paid up a little bit, but I went ahead and outbid somebody on it. And it was like close to like $50 I paid for, but the thing, it was a Grateful Dead thing. And I found at a bins, I found a Grateful Dead tapestry, big as a wall, dude. Beautiful with a dead head, and it was like that round thing. So like the image of the head was probably like out to here, and it had roses and stuff, and it was this beautiful like coffee brown with the tie-dye looking thing on it, and it looked like those Indian tapestries, And I just remember I hung it up, but I kind of put it off to the side so nobody can directly see it. But once they came in my tent, they're like, and these two kids freaked out, and I thought, come on, you guys know what we love. I'm like, you really like Grateful Dead? We love. Oh my God, how much do you want for that? I'm like, listen. I said I kind of didn't want to sell it. I played the whole thing up, and I was just like, boom. I said I need to kind of get like 200 for that. I said this, you're not gonna find it. It's as rare. I said I'll be honest. It has a little tear at the bottom. Then I reached down, and I wasn't even intending selling. I pulled it out that thing, and I went, if you guys are serious, and I'll work with you, I'm going to throw this in. Man, as soon as I showed them that shirt, their eyes just lit up. And the girlfriend was talking to them, like, oh my God, we're going to get that shirt too. And I'm here, look at it. They're like, oh my God, it's single stitch, and they're like, you'll never see this.
Yeah.
And I said, look, you can tie dye the side there like hourglass. This beautiful blue to match that red. And it was red and blue, kind of like the old, Grateful Dead. But once I did it, they threw down 200 in a heartbeat. And I thought,
that's the perfect people. Like, that's the best situation that you could have hoped for that tapestry and for that t-shirt, because that shirt and that tapestry is going to them and they are going to love it. Like, that's what I look for. That's the best thing you could do.
Can you sell a shirt, and can you sell it as a bundle deal? That's what I did. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know how much I paid for that tapestry, but I knew damn well that tapestry was worth at least $100.
Yeah.
And I'm just going by gut. I'll be honest. I didn't even look it up, but I'll say I'm damn happy with $200.
Hell yeah.
It's the t-shirt I paid up for, and it helped me sell that. And so, like, and they go together. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it really, I'll be honest, and this sounds so cheesy and cliche, but like, and they say this in the t-shirt world, like, I want to bless people, like if I can help somebody, like you said, you see them and their eyes light up. And I was like, they're really sincere, and I went, And I was willing to go down to like 180 or something like that, maybe 175. They were like, here, let's do it. Boom, Venmo, got it.
Perfect.
I was like, thank you, appreciate you. I said, I really hope you guys enjoy it. Just take care of it, give me a shout out if you, and I give my card, but they went on their way, and I was like, hey,
that's
go ahead.
What I hope for, to find people that love and appreciate the stuff that I looked for and I found. Like,
it's redeeming, isn't it? It's like, and yet not for our ego's sake that it feels good, but it makes me happy because we're being of service. Maybe it's business, but it can be also compassionate. You could have,
when you find the right buyer for that piece, like, you could just tell.
And that's why I don't mind doing trades and stuff like that. If the guys that I deal with, or girls, ladies that, have stuff, and I'm like, hey, listen, if it's not the deal for you, no worries. I'm not going to take it personal. You want to trade, that's okay. It's business, just yes or no. But that's how I am. I'm pretty direct, But like, if we could sell. By the way, Gino's Fine says, Lone Star Picker, I just subscribed, but he also said, and to your guest.
Thank you very much.
Let's get Tom here, and he is TK Resales. If you can get him up to 100 tonight, you guys. He's at 91, 92 maybe now. He just needs a few subs. We appreciate y'all. Oh, Lainey, thank you. Good night. I'm sure you hopped out by now, but hey, get some rest, girl, because I know it's late there. She's probably like, wee hours in the morning. Yeah, she's
3:40 or something like that, right?
Exactly. Yeah. It's like 5, 6, depending if you're East Coast, whatever. And you're Central, right?
I'm Central.
Yeah, duh. You just said,
Middle of the country.
You get it, man. I think you're gonna have such a fun time with the pop-up, but I will just say, get a good damn night's rest. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh yeah. I do so much during the day. I do so much during the day that I sleep easy at night.
Yeah. You're like, do you exercise or anything like that? Or
I go to the gym, I run my dogs, I go for walks. What did I do today? We went from a 2-mile run. I went for a mile walk before that, and we woke up early, went outside.
See, I kind of want to. I know I won't be, because once I move there, she's like, no pets. And I'm like, that's okay. Because I lived here for like, God, almost 15 years. So that's why I'm like freaking out. We got 3 months. So I'll be honest, like 1/3 of this stuff, I'm really going to get rid of it. It's stuff that I'm not attached to. I don't give a crap,
Yeah.
Like, I don't.
Have a yard sale.
Yeah. Well, exactly. Like, I can, if I really need something in the future that I have room for, but also I like the idea that I'm downsizing, and really, do I need all this stuff? Because it's kind of crazy. And like you said, I can get stuff pennies in the dollar, and if you know where to get it and source, which speaking of,
my cat might make an appearance.
Oh, cool. What kind of kitty cat?
There she is.
Hey, I see an ear.
Yeah.
What's your kitty's name?
This is Willow, my rescue kitty.
Willow.
She's like, hearing you.
Willow. Oh, so sweet. Oh, Rozilla Review says 3 a.m. in England.
Oh, thanks for joining. I appreciate that.
Crazy. What's this? This is good night, guys. Good luck reaching 100 TK.
Thank you. I hope I get it.
He's a sweetheart. I love Gino, man. He's just watch him. He's not for everybody, but I love him. What's that?
Where's he from?
Oh God, I want to say in the East Coast. I could be wrong. He could be like in Hawaii for all I know.
I am originally from the East Coast. That's why I asked.
Oh yeah, where you're out from?
I am from Connecticut.
Yeah. Okay. I lived in New York State for a while, but I lived more in the inner city. I lived, Brooklyn, Queens, and I did Bronx for a little short period.
I visited all them places.
Yeah, Yeah, well, Connecticut's like you just go across. You take a ferry or whatever. You drive around that little loop there.
We did the train a lot.
I love the trains, man.
Hour and 15 minutes right into New York City.
The one place in the United States where trains make a difference, like Europe, is in the East Coast. I'm telling you, bro. What do you think of the East Coast connection in terms of T-shirts? How do you think demographically, and I say demographic, like just in the U.S. for right now, we can go off. I mean, I know it's worldwide craze. People don't get it. When they start watching these little new, probably reality shows about T-shirt coming up, I keep hearing rumors there's going to be some. Yeah.
I don't. So I subscribe to like 900 people on Instagram, and it seems like the bigger accounts are on the East Coast. Like the major players are on the East
Florida Coast. Or all the way up in like
up and down New York, all the way down to Florida.
I know people don't want to say this, but I consider New York part of New England.
Yeah, I mean, it's there.
It's like it's surrounding all of New England, but I mean that yeah. If you go upstate, you know, and you're like close to anyway, so yeah.
But
maybe not.
I mean, I guess you could find T-shirts anywhere in the country, and that's part of the great things about being a T-shirt reseller, right? Like, I'm in the Midwest where nobody would ever think that you would find a rap T-shirt, but this brown one is a rap T-shirt.
Oh, take it down. Can you show it? I'm gonna pop you up, bro.
Yeah.
And you guys, shout out to everybody in the live chat that are coming and going. I know people are tired. It's a weird time. And you got a Kanye West? When did you find that, bro? Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Let me see that tag. Got that AAA tag. That's a good size because somebody really desperately extra large wants it. They know how to, you know.
Oh, you could stretch it.
Hey, Pick and Ship. Hey, what's up, bro? He's up not far from me. He's close to San Antonio, I want to say. I haven't seen you in a while, bro. Hope you're doing well, man. Peace. Let me take you back out. And so that's crazy. So you go to the bins? You have bins?
We have bins about 30 minutes away, 35 minutes away.
You didn't find it there, did you?
No, this one I got 35 minutes the other way. I went to a town called St. Joseph's, Missouri, and I was walking around, and they had four thrift stores. So I was the first one. I didn't find too much.
Thrift stores nearby.
That's it. That's all I did.
Thrift stores nearby. Wow.
So I walked into their Goodwill, and I'm going down the racks, and two people had just ran down the rack, and I'm like, okay. So the racks are where they hang the T-shirts for people who don't know. And I'm running down, and I come across the brown T-shirt, and I'm like, is this for real? Because I know the value of what that shirt is.
I love it.
And I look around,
is it a small town? Is it a small town?
It's very small town. Yeah, it's a small town.
And you're like, how did you get here?
Yeah, I'm like, I'm looking around like, is this for real? Am I getting pranked? Like, what is going on here? So I look at it. I'm like, this is real. I know it's real.
I'm writing down on my shoulder. I'm writing down an idea. You just gave me an idea. Keep going. Keep doing.
So I throw it on my shoulder, and I finish looking for the rest of the stuff, like reselling stuff, you know, car parts, whatever, video games. They didn't have anything else. So I get to the front counter, and I paid for it, and I ran out of the store. Like, I was so excited to find that shirt, and I'm like, I think I just stole something from these people. So, yeah, that kind of shirt.
Feel, but like, it's, you know, if you go to a garage sale, estate sale, wherever you're sourcing your stuff, how much would you like for this? Okay, I will give you what you want. Sometimes I'll pay up, like if I want to help educate somebody that I see that they're a good soul. Like, hey, listen, I want to give you a little extra. Here's $5, you know, whatever. Like, I want $1. No, that you need $5 for that. You know,
it's worth more.
I love the karma of that. I truly believe it comes back. But, you know, like if you got a guy and you're buying a car, and like, that's what you want for it. You're sure? Because you know you can fix that car. So you're going to do that deal.
Yeah.
You know. But
Razilla, I found a bunch of Weird Al shirts.
Okay, hook up with Tom or come see me. I got one too. So get us on our Instagram at Razilla. Come, you know how to find me. You know, I'm the Lone Star Picker, and then I got his link down below. Hook up with one or both of us if you want 2 shirts. We both send you a shirt. You know?
I think I still have them.
I got an extra large. I think it's either a large or extra large. I got a great one at the T-shirt convention the other day, and I was like, what? You don't what? You know, and I was like, and I got a great deal. They're like, yeah, you want it? I'm like, yeah, okay. You know, I picked up a lot of goodies. Yeah. That's
what I think too. Like the last pop-up I went to, the one that I got shut out, I went anyway because, you know,
yes, it's smart.
I want to hang out. I want to talk to people, and
you want to get the feel as a reseller. Yeah.
So
and you get network, you know?
Yeah. And that's what I did. I went around talking to people, asked them. I took my GoPro, went around asking questions, filmed a little bit, and I found an American Thunder. I don't know. Yeah.
Dude, you guys I can't find crap. We're so saturated with T-rats. I'm telling you. They go, I mean, like, it's infested. Let's put it that way. If you think about
I paid $40 for an American Thunder.
Yeah, but that's
right. I found a big face Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, I love those. I find them once in a while if I'm lucky. Yeah.
I found what else did I find on that trip?
Tell everybody what American Thunder is. It's kind of okay. There's like
you want me to show it? I got it in the other room. I can grab it. Real quick.
Yeah, go grab it. And I'll give a shout out to a few people here. And Razilla, if you're serious about the Weird Al, Give me, you know how to find me. Reach back out to me. Also, my email, which I don't check, the one that I linked on YouTube, you can go on YouTube and find it, but it's better if you can find me on Instagram. I appreciate you. Brazil says, I think I may qualify under nuts category. No, you're not nuts. Because why do you think we collect these shirts? Because we know people love them, or we wouldn't buy them if we didn't care about that category. I mean, you see, I'm talking to Tom, and you guys, he's coming back. He went to go get a shirt, and we're going to explain what American Thunder type of t-shirts. Usually it's t-shirts that have lightning in it. They could be Harley Davidsons. They could be like, there's a company called The Mountain. There's so many of them. You know what I'm saying? So, okay. Well, we'll have to work on that. We'll see about that. But if not, if I ever do find one, then I'm going to contact you before I buy it. So Razilla Reviews looking real. She says she can do a 3X. But say if you can find a 4X, so that, you know, I told her, said she understands, she knows, like when sizes can make a difference on like how we can make affordability or availability was the word I'm looking for too. But yeah, hey, Las Vegas Thrifts, Sonny, he's a really good guy. He's making a return, but I think he's going full-time reselling. And nice. So congratulations. We're gonna have you on Mindful Merchants one day, Sonny, if you want to schedule it with us. Love to have you and give you a reintroduction back in the community. We appreciate you all. Shout out to everybody in the chat. This is Tom. He's my buddy. He's like, dude is like so freaking full of knowledge. Like
no, not me.
No, you do. No, you're a reseller, dude. Don't underestimate yourself.
Yeah, I do that. So like I said, reselling has been my part-time journey for about 5 years now.
How long? Okay, let's go here. We're gonna take a quick pause. You know me. I'm like chatty, but it's like,
no, I'm good.
We're getting into this, like we're getting into like it's still pertinent to like TEASE Talk. Like it's like as a reseller, but like yeah, and we got like this little 25% or more, maybe 50% of like t-shirt. But how long have you been reselling? How young were you when you started getting in? What was your influences?
Okay, so I originally started on eBay in the 90s selling baseball cards, basketball cards, football cards.
So you're a sports guy?
I was a sports guy for a while, yeah.
Cool.
So about 98-ish, I kind of stopped, got off of eBay.
Yeah.
And, you know, just normal, everyday, 9 to 5, whatever. Then about 5 years ago now, I stopped in a thrift store, and they had a bobblehead. And it was a Kansas City Royals bobblehead, and I'm living in Kansas City. And I'm like, you know what?
I love when you find regional stuff you get, you know.
Yeah. So I grabbed it, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to try selling stuff on eBay. So I threw it up on eBay, and I sold it for $52, 52 or 54, but whatever it was. And I'm like, I paid $5 for this, and I made that much money. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to try doing it again. So I went to another thrift store, and I didn't find any bobbleheads. I went to another one, didn't find any bobbleheads. So I used to find maybe one a month and sell it. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. So then I started thinking to myself, you know, if I'm at a thrift store, there's got to be other things of value that people are getting rid of.
Yeah.
So I started watching YouTube videos of other resellers, you know, all the normal people, Rally Root, Cincinnati Picker. I'm trying to think of who else was going on at that time. Rake and Profit was another good one. Thrift School. Okay. Like I started watching all of them. And
yeah, at the beginning, it gets kind of addicting, doesn't it?
Yeah, like hours and hours and hours. But
that's how we learn. Yeah.
Yeah, you learn stuff from that. Like now labels stick in my head, and I'll run past it. I'm like, they just talked about this. I know it's good, so I grab it. So then I started going to thrift stores, not looking just for bobbleheads, but looking for dress shirts and coats and jackets and T-shirts and video games and VHSs. And for about 3 years now, I've been doing it part-time, but I almost make more money doing reselling than I do my full-time job.
I was watching a story of yours, Tom, the other day, and I was like, yeah, that's what it's about. Yeah. That was like, you went, oh, no, I'm sorry. You DM'd me, and you were just so happy. I was like, man, he's reaching out to me. I'm like, okay. I went, oh shit. He found a board game or something. Or
Lego.
Oh, Legos.
Pixar Lego. Damn, I'm looking at it right now. Like it's right over there.
It's Legos. Let me tell you, the resellers, when you say Legos, they go, oh yeah, we know. Yeah,
some of those Lego, things are Pixar something Mater Models Collector's Edition.
Can we ask how much you pay for it?
I paid $6 for that, and I paid $6 for the glove.
Oh, that's not bad. Yeah.
The glove is a 1970s Willie Mays Model T2 design model, left-handed.
Oh, it's left-handed
thrower. Yeah, left-handed thrower. So it goes on your right hand. The Willie Mays has a model that sold for $250.
Yeah.
This one is the model lesser than that one. So
you just be specifically giving the information, but it's like a little bit less, but that's still good. So almost like $100 or something?
I would say around $100. I think I listed it for $125.
So depending on if you give a deal or if somebody's outright buys,
Same thing with the Legos. I bought it for $6, and there's 3 people selling the same Lego set for about $150, $160.
Okay. Yeah, Legos can go crazy, and if you got, it doesn't matter. Even if you got like a one that they make a lot of, if it's popular, there you go. $75 to $100 sometimes those things.
Easy, yeah.
And if you're on Amazon, man, you can kill it just by going to Walmart and buying that crap up. Yeah.
That's the one thing that I'm not on. I signed up to do it, and I get scared every single time because
we'll keep talking about that, and I got a couple guys I'll put you in touch with just for information. Not that you have a lot of time, but I got a couple of YouTubers. One is, I'm going to give him a shout out. He may not be here, but his name is real name in life. He's from Georgia. His name is Tommy. He goes by the Buffalo Picker. You want to know about Amazon? He'll shout out those facts.
He's the guy.
Yeah, he's one of the guys. He's one of the guys, but he actually is one of the guys that gave me like his shout outs and love, and he let me come on his show on YouTube. And actually, I'll introduce you to him. If you start showing up on a show, I wouldn't be surprised he might invite you one day.
Nice. That'd be cool.
Yeah, it's like I'm telling you, got to become. It's like you said, the more active you're like we are like on Instagram, the more the t-shirt community we get to know, and we see all these really awesome personalities. We also see some. It's like everywhere else. Like you get people that are like, okay, I would never want to do business with you.
Yeah, you're gonna have that. That's just part of what it is. Like, I'm trying to think of so I sold a t-shirt last week to somebody for $35 off of Instagram, right? And he goes, if you find any more Taz t-shirts, Wisconsin Badger stuff, or Dallas Cowboy stuff.
I love when people ask you. And this is on eBay?
No, this was on Instagram.
Oh, that's sweet. Yeah.
So I was like, cool. So I have a little whiteboard that I write down people's name and I write down what they're interested in. So today I'm at a thrift store and I found a Dallas Cowboys Deion Sanders jersey.
You'll never have a problem selling that. Yeah.
No. And I said, hey bro, do you want to buy this? I'm at a store right now. Do you want it for whatever price? So we go back and forth. And before I left the thrift store, I sold the jersey.
I love that. And you know what? And you did it, not just did you sell it, you sold it as a resale, but you did it on Instagram, which I need to get better on that game. I've only done a few, I usually do more private transactions, but once in a while, like I'll show something, but the thing is I'm not reaching out, showing enough. Once in a while I'll show something, but
I will say the best part of Instagram for me was going on Hoodie's Warehouse, his weakest link. Have you seen that one yet?
Oh, dude, that's where I think you and I saw each other more, like later after we did our private deal.
Yeah,
I just connected with you because I think we were resellers, but then it turns out we both love t-shirts, and we were like, "Hey, what are you doing here? What are you doing here?" And it's like, "Hey, I'm here." But you had the cajones, like you had the confidence to just go ahead. I don't know what it is. I just when you saw me on TEASE today, that was the second time I've been on Instagram. It's just chopping it up with about t-shirt stuff.
That's and it's just the more comfortable you get, the easier it is to do that kind of stuff.
Speaking of which, the first time was, hey, by the way, he's an SSG. If anybody ever watches and gets it, either you know or you don't or you know. That's all we're gonna say.
I got a story about that too.
Let's spit it out, bro. You wanna kind of just set them up a little bit, like in a nutshell?
Yeah. So there's a player, a person on Instagram. Yeah. Goes by Vintage Pimpage 604, I think it is now.
How do you remember the numbers? I never remember the numbers. It's like
it's just I just did business with him. That's why
I would call him a bit of a celebrity on YouTube as far as t-shirts go. He is, and I'm real quick. I'm sorry, I keep interjecting you, but he is supposedly, at least he uses the title, quote unquote. He is the inventor of of oh my god, now I'm brain farting.
Blind bids.
It's called blind bid. So what the thing about a t-shirt world is there's a lot of auctioning going off. People will like, we want to see how much we can get for it, but we also want to make it, you know, for those who are competitive, like, oh, I want it. Okay, let's just do an auction. And like you get enough people in the chat, like right now, you know, we've been fluctuating between 4 and 12 people, maybe at the you know, but I get it. You know, it's like that's how it is on a live, right? So Instagram will go live and that's it.
Same thing on Instagram. You know, you cycle between 4 and 20. Sometimes you hit 50, whatever. So, you know, you want the most money for your t-shirts, however it is. How's it going? So, vintage.
There's my buddy, by the way. You gotta like and subscribe to Cali Resellers. He's a good guy.
I will as soon as I get done.
Sorry, go finish your story. So there's this guy named Vintage Pimpage. We'll just call, and he's got like a number. This is on Instagram. Yep. This guy is. Have you seen his YouTube video interview?
No, I haven't seen that one.
What? Oh, you're gonna have mad respect for him after, and you already did deals with him. So
I love the guy.
Yeah,
I talk to him almost every night.
Yeah. Oh, he's just fucking brilliant. Yeah, and he, you know, in the first live I ever did, I did it with him, and it was just him and I talking.
Fantastic.
He's a really caring community person, but he's a personality I don't think everybody will understand or get or
100%
rub the right way. But I think
you got it the right way. Yeah. But he has some crazy job. He's had some crazy jobs, and he's got a bunch of stories. And like I said, we talk every day, every other day, and I've done business with him. And I think one of the first packages I bought from him.
Wow.
Yeah, I bought
and he's in, by the way, this guy we're talking about is in Canada. I don't even remember his first name, I'll be honest.
It's Justin.
Justin, okay.
Yeah. He's in Canada, and he is a paparazzi from what I believe. From what he's told me, so he used to be a photographer or paparazzi, but in Canada specifically. Yes, and the very first package, I think it was the first package or second package I bought, was from him, $150 reseller package, and he sent me 18 different T-shirts from Canada, and they've almost all of them is sold between $50 and $30 a piece.
He gave you fire, man.
Yeah,
but I like your boldness. Like you're confident enough to like really, fuck it. This is the price for it. This is what's because some people they lowball themselves as a reseller. You know what I mean?
You don't ever want to do that. Like
no, you can always go lower, but you can't go higher.
Never go higher. Like this T-shirt here is handmade by somebody in my local area, and people ask me all the time, "How much you want for that?" I'm like, no. Yeah. It's not. It's Willy Wonka.
I love regional pieces, but I also like handmade pieces and stuff. So like, dude, I'll have to have you come on another day. We'll do this again and chop it up and just maybe do an Instagram one day. But like, everybody's worried about the T-shirt community in the future.
There's no, and then Jay Solis just came up with that question. I see that.
Oh, so that's funny.
Yeah.
Oh shit, that's crazy. I didn't even see that too. Like that's crazy. Hey Jay Solis, welcome. Shout out to everybody. One real quick. Gil is in the house. He's the Beaumont picker. He's like Mr. Lou. Him and I. Gil has been a really good patron of in terms of supporting what I do as a reseller. But he's a reseller too, and he's really good. And he's got a channel. You guys like and subscribe to Tom. His information is down below. But vice versa, when they subscribe to you, go back and show some love. But Beaumont picker, his name is Gil. He's out of Cali and he's just one of the best down to earth guys. And like, he's a reseller and I try to sell. He sees when I sell my like Harleys, I'll throw it in a nice bundle deal to help just to beef it up. Like you said, so we were talking about Vintage Pimpage. That's Justin. Yeah. He's on Instagram and that, yeah, I love how I had parents that were pirates and truck drivers. So they cuss a lot, and Vintage Pimpage is not for everybody. He's not for the faint at heart. I don't care, but he's honest. He's really, I think his integrity's there. And man, wait till I send you that link if I could find it, dude. I'm gonna go
look for it. That's what I'm gonna look for tonight.
But it's on somebody else's YouTube channel. And the guy gives a legit, really down to earth. You can see, and Justin's kind of being himself, kind of acting like, I call it laissez-faire, kind of like that, nonchalant, kind of like, what? I don't, but he's so real. Like he's, he doesn't give a shit because it's like, what is there to really give a shit about? It's like either you like me or you don't, and I'm not gonna.
That's the whole point. Like I'm here. like I'm sharing my views with you guys. You're gonna like me or you're not gonna like me. I
Yeah,
can't.
and we just got to be comfortable in our own skin, and like, you know, like if you don't like people with tattoos and stuff like that, I'm sorry, guys. You know, it's like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah,
You know,
I
what
got
are you
one on
gonna
my
do?
back. I can't show it.
Oh, we're not going there. Hey, and by the way, I want to introduce you, Tom, and this is Tom here, you guys. If you don't know, TK Resells is his like initials. Jennifer Hayes is really, once you get more involved with more resellers on YouTube, Tom, and you will, and you guys, Jennifer, if you don't mind sharing his link for me, I love you. She is the top-notch moderator. You will, more you get involved in this community on YouTube, and it's hard because I know you can't be everywhere. Just once in a while, at least come on, say hey, jump off. But you will see her there, and if she sees you, she's gonna boom. It looks like Beaumont Picker may have. Oh, that's his. I think that may be his. Yeah, this is his link. But oh, she already did. She see how I am. Oh, did she share? Damn. See what I'm saying? I'm asking her to do something, and this is the kind of love that she shows. So if you don't know Jennifer Hayes, she has been in this community, and I say I came in the right door. I don't know how I did, but I met so many good people. I met so many different types of variety of people, but like the circle that I'm in, and like, or like everybody knows everybody who knows everybody, and not everybody's everybody. I get it. We all like click in certain ways, but everybody respects everybody for the most part here on YouTube and as content creators. Jennifer, I will say, is, if you don't know her, you know, you best to believe, as Justin says, you know, and it's like, I love when he got me saying that for a while. I'm like, you best to believe, you know. Yeah, but no, Jennifer, she's always shouting the love, and like, you know, I don't care if it's like 2 people in the chat. She's like trying to promote everybody, and she's awesome. Yeah, I love her.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
And that's my boy, Cali Reseller. He's a badass. This guy's taught me so much, like with in terms of auctioning, that he's got me thinking now, like, why am I not focusing on Instagram and selling more? I mean, because I can't be everywhere at all the time on YouTube, but like on Instagram, I could be somewhere and say, hey guys, I'm out in this parking lot. Look at this fucking fire, you know, thing. Like, and it's like, boom. And like, that's where I want to be, is like, I want no overhead. I want to sell it. Boom. T-shirts, they don't even take up that much room unless you're like me and I hoard them.
I got a bunch too. Like, they're all over the place.
Yeah.
Oh, so I was going to show the American Thunder one.
Oh yeah. So we're back to, so American Thunder, I would say, so what is his significance? Because like it kind of is a general term, but like I don't know if it started with Harley's or where it started.
Yeah, I think Harley was the original one that used it, and then this company, American Thunder, came and took over and started doing their own version of it.
Yeah, and so it is a company, but then there's other whether it's bootlegs or just other people ripping it off, or just they love that. It's basically it has to do with lightning. Show it. Sure. Let me put you up.
Here's the tag. I do the tag first. This is a tour champ. I don't know if you can see that. Tour champ.
Oh, okay. I got it a little bit. I wish we can zoom in, but yeah, that's good. No, you're good. That gives them at least a semi view. Holy moly. What year is this, bro? That's a freaking 90s one, the colors.
Yeah, it's a nice, good color graphic.
This is not just the 90s purple and green, but this is like the Midwest early. There's a lot of good Midwest with that turquoisey kind of. This is sick. You said 90s? Yeah.
I don't see a date. I mean, I haven't looked at it totally, but
is it single stitch?
There is a date. There's a sunrise turquoise is what it says. There's no date.
Like I told you, when I said turquoise, there is a relevance of this because it is single dingle, right? That's what you call a single stitch, you guys, if you don't know. And yeah,
that one line right there is single stitched.
And this is, it screams so much 90s. And yeah, there may be some repops, but holy sugar. So this is what we're talking about, you guys. American Thunder. It is a company. You ever find these as resellers if you're watching it? Yeah, look what Calorie Reseller Louis said. Louis is like
fire.
No, but I got him a little bit on the bug, and like I feel so bad because now he's like, dude, I'm like, I know, but like it's addicting T-shirts because it's really about, it speaks to everybody's personality, Yeah,
I found this at the pop-up, the last one I went to.
Did you pay up a little bit, right?
I paid $40.
That's I call that average pay up, but just I'm willing to, like, on average, in a greedy way, I don't want to pay more than 45 or 50, but
No,
you know, like, and I know sometimes like, yeah, I wish I could pay only 30 or 35 for that, but you know what? They're asking 40, they're reseller. Let me give them, show them love. And
yeah.
but then again, you know, we work hard so they don't have to.
Well,
right?
the person I bought this shirt off of,
Yeah.
he dealt mostly with hats. Like he was a cap guy. Like he had Raiders hats, he had Kansas City Chiefs hats, he had hats for days. So this was like a secondary thought to him. And he had 40 price tag on it, and it's an hour left in the event. I'm like, how is this still standing? Like, how did nobody buy this?
But that's funny because they'll go and they go, oh, I don't want kicks, I don't want shoes, and go to the next thing. You know, t-shirt rats are like, and I call them. There's a reason I kind of came up with that term, and it's because at the bins there's always rats, but like the t-shirt rats, and you know, and like they're jumping around because they've got to grab the next t-shirt. It's like they want that cheese. The cheese is the shirts. You know, it's like, give me that good fire. You know, and it's like boom. Real quick, let me just interject, Tom. Razilla, I want to give you a shout out. We'll keep you in our prayers and good wishes deep in our heart. You know, good luck on that surgery, you guys. On the 22nd, mark your calendar. Just keep her in your good wishes. Yeah, we'll keep an eye out for you. TK Resales says feel better.
Oh, you can see my dogs.
Oh, cool. And then Jennifer, I love it. She's like, see how this is how loving this community is, bro. You know what I mean? And they are in the t-shirt community too. Like, it was nice. There was somebody on Tio's show today, and they were like, you know, he was describing his family, you know, and stuff. They're like, hey man, if you ever need help, let us know. We'll do like a live. We'll raise some money, you know. And we've done that before, you know.
I've done it. I've been a part of it. Yeah,
I love it.
One of my friends on there, he lost his job 2 weeks ago. And he told me, but he didn't tell anybody else. So I was going on a live with another friend, and he was like, "Can I buy that for Ricky?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I know Ricky. I'll send it to him." And he was like, "Well, I'm doing it because you know I think he needs a pick me up." I'm like, "You know what?
Yeah,
I'm gonna send
that." See, people don't think like that because like, no, he's got a problem. He just needs help with this. No, sometimes just a pick me up. You know.
Yeah. So I sent Ricky the T-shirt that his friend bought for him. I sent him a Kobe Bryant jersey.
What?
So, yeah,
dude. Yeah. Oh man, you know what?
So,
because think about it. When you're one thing we get identified with the biggest, you know, I'm talking about psychologically or emotionally, and just you know spiritually and even physically can affect you. Is that you lose a job? That's your integrity.
Yeah.
You know, where am I going to go? Where am I going to live? What am I going to do? You know,
stress and all that stuff. And
it just for 2 seconds, even if it's for 5 or 10, 15 minutes, or like, you know, and if he gets that, damn, you know, that's a beautiful memory, you know?
Yeah. So I sent him a Kindness is Contagious t-shirt and a Kobe Bryant t-shirt.
Woo!
Or a Kobe Bryant. It was a jersey. So he got it.
This kind of leads back to the topic of like pop culture versus streetwear. That's definitely streetwear, but it's pop culture too. So there's an integration of that, and doing it and selling it or getting it and buying it. And so for reasons like that, you know, there's an integrity of like us lifting our spirits and style, but also like why we do this and who we're doing it for.
Yeah. Know? Like to me, like I got piles and piles of stuff that I could sell, and I'm on eBay, so that sells stuff, and I'm on Instagram, so that sells stuff. Like a Kobe Bryant jersey, yeah, it's nice to have, but my friend needs it more than I do. So let him do.
You bless people, and I know we kind of generically use that term in like the Instagram, you know, underworld, I'll call it underground, but it's like, you know, it's like, yeah, what's wrong with blessing people? You know what I mean? Like you don't have to be religious about it, but like blessing just means just like, hey, let me just do, you're being of service, you know, when you gift something, and I don't care if people believe in it or not, but like the concept of karma is you put out good energy, it's going to come back, you know.
100% agree. I tell my buddy who's doing the pop-up, I was never a vintage head, and he would be my go-to source. Like, hey, I found this, is it worth anything? And he'd be like, it's worth $30. I'm like, cool. I go, is this worth anything? He's like, that's a $200 t-shirt. He's like, you should probably buy that. I'm like, thank you. I appreciate you so much. Like your knowledge is so invaluable to me. Like
knowledge is worth more than people don't get it. You know, it's like, and that's how a good business relationship is. Like you gift, and it's really like when I say bless, you're like gifting somebody your knowledge, your love, your emotional support, just being compassionate, just by listening. Just you don't have to say anything.
Like at least once a week, I would message him and say, I get so lucky in this thing. It's crazy. Like, I don't understand why this $250 t-shirt is sitting there for me on the rack, or why this Villains t-shirt is there, or why this big face poo is just sitting there. I'm like, dude, I get so lucky all the time. I don't understand it. But I also give stuff away a lot too. Like,
yeah, I always kind of play like I'm a hard ass, but like I'm a softie at times. And once in a while, I don't want to be taken advantage of. I know that. I'll draw a line. You want to
taking advantage of somebody is totally different. But me knowing your intent and giving you something or giving you a deal is different.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? I also like, as soon as I do that, I'm like, it's like when you lend somebody a book, don't expect it back.
No.
You're lending it. Your intention is to ask them to have the intention to, I don't mind you borrowing it, give it back, but imagine like if you give your best buddy, he spends the night, he's like, oh, I don't got a clean shirt. And he's like getting your banger. And you're like, you need to get that freaking t-shirt back. I will come after you with a gun.
I got a box for $5. Go ahead and grab whichever one you want.
Yeah, exactly. And by the way, I did it for the first time in a long time. I thought I invented this about 3 years ago when I started doing flea markets again. And then it kind of led back into the pop-ups and stuff. Cause I went, am I going to go back to the t-shirts? Cause I've done t-shirts all my life. People don't realize this. Like, dude, I'm sure I'm a bit older than you, but like in the 90s, I mean, that's what we did, back in college and stuff. Like, I love pop culture. I love sports shirts. I love crazy, designs and stuff like that. And just, and that's the stuff they want now. It's a good, well, one, because 90s is available. 80s is getting lesser and lesser now. I mean, it's there, but you're going to pay up because for obvious reasons. It's because quantity, can dictate, but it's also the quality of those shirts that, it's like kind of crazy. Real quick, I want to say something. Beaumont said, met somebody last weekend while picking, turned into his garage into a vintage clothing shop, but by appointments. And this is a great business model. And I know guys that are doing that. I know Tom knows this, but people are doing this out of storage sheds.
Yep.
Yeah, I met a young kid at the bins, and this guy, like, he is polished. I mean, you would think it's a real shop in a storage unit. He got the Z racks real clean. He hides the back where he keeps his storage. He got, you wouldn't know it. And you're like, yeah, I can do this. Rolls a rug out. Like, come on in, and like, he got some stuff. He got some fire. I'll show you him. I met him in real life, and then I saw him at pop-ups, but then he bought stuff for me, and then he let me buy some bangers from him. And then I saw him at a t-shirt con. There's 2 of them here in Austin.
I wonder who it was, because I think I know who it is.
Young kid, and he does lives. Yeah,
he does lives. Yeah, I know who it is. I've talked to him before too. I've actually tried to buy some. We have actually tried to do business, but it fell apart. But yeah,
I understand.
He's a good guy. He's a good guy too.
But he's a shark. He's good. He's good.
Yes.
Yeah. We'll leave it at that. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll talk later.
Exactly what you're talking about.
Well, let's confirm it just in case we're not talking. We're on the same page. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it is. Hey, so this is the big face poop.
Oh yeah. I forgot to bring mine. I have one. I'm sorry, dude, not to outdo you. I almost want to go run to the next room and go get it.
Come on, let's go.
I got one, bro. No, you're gonna go, oh shit, that's a big face, but it's also a big size poo. It's probably like 2 or 3X, and it's got stripes, purple and like dark blue stripes all the way, and then the poo's in the front.
Wow.
And then you flip it, and it's his butt.
Wow.
And it's like, what? Cool. And I look at it and I'm like, oh shit. Either the tag is partially missing or something, but it's an early 90s. It's one of those early to mid 90s. It's crazy. When I felt it, I was like, what? I picked this out of the bins, and I like, and as soon as I did that, 5 hands were like reaching for it into the mid blank air. And I was like, how much do you want for that? And I just walk away,
I go to the bins maybe once a month. Maybe once every 6 weeks, but
yeah, everybody's schedule is different, bro.
That's it. Like I was going to go tomorrow, but I'm doing a charity event for my job. So I don't know if I'll have time to get there.
I understand. Yeah.
But I love going to the bins. I always find stuff when I go to the bins, always, without a doubt. But, being a reseller, it's a whole lot easier because I'm not just looking for t-shirts. I'm not just looking for jeans. I'm looking for jeans, t-shirts, sweatshirts, golfing gloves, anything that I know that I could flip.
I think I don't know. I mean, so I think you and I are talking on the same wavelength, because granted, it's like, yeah, we kind of came into this game as always a reseller, whether you're doing it part-time or full-time. That's not the point. The thing is can I benefit from this? Well, how do you benefit? How can I sell this? Well, yeah, but if everybody, and I guarantee you, there's dudes in the t-shirt world, they don't just sell tees. They be selling kicks and caps, because it all naturally and organically kind of flows together. But it's like, I think if you're a good reseller, you're not going to, why would you give up a car part? Like, I got a free car part the other day. It was a stereo part from some Toyota, and the guy was like, I don't want to take it. I'm like, just sold it for $60 the other day, or $75, whatever.
Perfect. That's exactly
what you want. Yeah. It sat there for almost a half a year, or more. But damn, I'll tell you what, when my eBay algorithm was fluctuating, and I know it, anyway, so not to fall off topic. Let me just check out the chat here. Got a smiley face. Beaumont, let me tell you what, he loves his t-shirts too, and he's been an avid supporter. Like, I'll go into Cali Reseller Luis's channel, and like, he has these auctions, and he's like, yeah, I don't care, bring it whatever you want. But like, I try to like change it up. Like, so I did some ephemeral once in a while, and that does pretty successful. I'll do little lots, because, and lately I'm gonna have to get rid of stuff. But long story short is, like, t-shirts are just natural, and I find, yeah, even if you have mids, you could just be a Depopper. We're talking about, like, as opposed to eBay, whether you're eBay, Depop, or like a higher end vintage store, says, if you're just a reseller, you gotta have stuff. And so I think another thing about like pop culture shirts, you can get those mids, which we don't really care for as far as collecting goes, or even just, we don't want to really resell them individually, because why? Their ROI, which is their return on investment, is never going to be as great. But that's bread and butter, though. There's nothing wrong with like somebody 20. You sell 10 items, and you're like constantly listing 20 on Depop a day. You're gonna sell 10 items, and like 10 items at $10 a pop, you're making $100 a day. At the end of the week, how much you making? That's not bad for a side hustle.
Yeah, for a side hustle, that's perfect. I try to list. I try to list between 20 and 30 items every single week on eBay. I try to list 20 to 30.
That's good. That's you know what? That's a little. I'm not gonna say it's below average, but that's better than some, because the people that don't list, like me. Yeah, but you're kicking that algorithm, and you're seeing you are making sales, right?
Yeah, yesterday was the only day this week that I didn't make more than 2 sales. So I've had 2 sales every day for the last week.
Yeah, but also we know about eBay. Sometimes eBay be lagging and stuff,
Yeah.
What is Jay Solis saying? He says, why are bin pickers the opposite, super aggressive and control? I will say it depends. But you got to remember, when you go to the bins, you got anywhere from like 75 to like a couple hundred people in there at once, depending how big when we say bins, we're talking about Goodwill outlets, or similar ones like Amazon outlet. Anyway. Yeah, I think it just depends. You're always going to, because I think it's Jay Solis, I guess, to answer your question, people are competitive. And then depending on if you're a douchebag personality, or sorry, I'm just telling like it is. I mean, I don't give a shit, I'm just tired of people being aggressive and rude. And I hate bullies. And we've experienced some bullying going on, like on YouTube. And boy, this community will slap them back into place. Let me tell you. We don't got time.
My pins are actually pretty well behaved. I've never had a problem. And usually there's a handful of younger kids that are doing vintage stuff, but they're not there all the time.
Yeah, so they're not there all the time, and there are some that are kind of routine. But I'm also seeing these new refreshed, like high schooler kids.
Yeah, high school kids,
because the young kids are getting smarter. We've had one he was probably like 12 when I noticed him starting, and he had no clue what was going on, but he would follow the rats, and he learned. He's now, I think he just turned 16. He was like 13 when I first. Anyway, dude, this kid is freaking killing it. And he's been on that. What's the guy that has the rainbow thing with the happy face in the middle? The big dog on IG.
Oh,
the one
boy.
That does brutal.
Is it Chris? 1-800.
It's either Chris or the other, or 1980s guy. I think it was the 1980s guy.
Yeah, 1980s.
He went on there one day, and I was like, "What is Trill doing on there?" His name is William. And I was like, "What?" Little bro went on there, and like he's like, "How old are you?" And he's like, and he put it on his Instagram feed. He's like, I'm 14. You know, oh, actually, maybe he just turned 15. I don't know. Anyway, whatever his age, he's like really young, but that kid's a shark. You know, he brought on this Cure shirt and sold like for at least $1,000 or more.
Yeah, that's nice when that
But
happens.
you know, he got that He got that love of exposure. You know.
Yeah, and he's had 3 years to learn, and he built up his stock in that 3 years, and now he's willing to share it, and that's the best part about this is we get to share.
Because he got some money. Let me tell you.
Oh yeah, we get to share the stuff that we love.
Yeah,
you know that's.
But no matter what the personality of the t-shirt, like we all have this kind of like same passion. Some are aggressive, to answer a generic question that was in the live. And by the way, you guys hit the thumbs up. Appreciate you. And if you don't know Tom, give him show him some love. Watch some of his videos. He's a reseller too. But his Instagram, you'll catch him on a different speed.
It's a little different there. You know, I when I go on Instagram, I'm going really to either buy shirts or sell shirts. And lately I've been doing a lot of both. So
I mean, it'd be nice if you could sell other things too, but like if you have hats and shoes, you might do that too.
Yeah, you could do that. There's other people that do just shoes or just hats or just figurines or just action figures. But
for sure.
I like to do shirts, and if you catch me on the right day, I like to do bundles. So the last time I did a bundle, I sold.
I love doing bundles because think about it. You're moving more product.
Yeah.
But also you can afford to give somebody a deal because they're showing you love and you want to show them love. And it's the deal of the bundle.
Yep. I gave out a $200 bundle and I gave 5 t-shirts and each one had a resale value of about $100.
So I got something to say on it, but finish your thought on that. So that's crazy. You did say that again. Repeat what you just did.
I did. I was on the weakest link and I gave 5 t-shirts and they all had, you know, around $100 value for $200.
Damn. And that's like Tio. Then we're talking about Jesus.
Oh yeah. I mean, another.
I heard. Is it true?
Is it true? $2,000 Selena?
Well, not just Selena, but I heard he gave them like $3,000 worth of shirts. But but what I was gonna say about on hoodies, this guy on Instagram. If you guys don't know, and I love his personality. He always comes off as super positive and stuff like that. But the guy's a businessman.
You know, 100%.
And I respect him for that. So, but he came up with this concept, like we were talking about blind bids or one thing, but he came up with a version of it called
the weakest link.
God, my brain farting is like, dude, all day I'm like been up. But yeah, the weakest link. It's sort of kind of like the concept of wasn't that the TV show, The Weakest Link?
Yep.
But like as far as doing a auction, selling t-shirts and making it entertaining. Good. And you know who gave him great kudos when I was talking to him one night was Justin.
Oh yeah. He pops up now every once in a while.
Yeah. But like he was like, props to Hoodie, man. Like he's got a fucking good thing going, you know.
So like I first started on Instagram, I sat and watched for probably a month and I kept looking at the weakest link. I was like, this is interesting. I need to start
because we go on and let's explain to them, like we go on Instagram, we can. If you guys are like Tom and I, like you can have 20 lives in one night, right? What's the most you've ever seen?
Oh, shit.
You'd be like, at least 20, right?
Yeah. Like, I don't think there's an amount that you could stop at, but I mean, you have to stop just because. So a hoodie has the greatest setup, right? It's 4 people, 4 squares, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Because that's all Instagram, I think, allows. Anyway,
right now. So 4 spots, 4 squares, 1, 2, 3, 4. And somebody throws out a blind bid of $100, $50, $200, and each square shows what they'll give that person for $200.
And if you guys don't know what a blind bid is, because it's part of the blind bid process, but it's like the way he does it is like, oh God, no, I don't want to get rid of that reseller. But when we got like 4, it's like what we're doing. It's just Tom and I. Well, there'll be like 2 more people. But when you do a blind bid, you're like, hey, you know what? I remember he had some good shirts last week. Yeah. They're like, I don't want to just give $50 and you're doing it blind, meaning you don't know what you're going to get yet, but you put down, I'm going to give $100 and they're going to give you more for your money. If it, if it's resellers and you're not obligated to buy, right? Most
you could pass. I think hoodie is, you could pass twice a week or something like that. But anyway, so we got 4 squares and somebody throws up a $200 thing and every square shows what they'll give you for that $200, and the blind bidder, the person that threw up the $200, gets to choose which square they want to purchase from. So, hey, one more for 100.
I want to get Hoodie on here one day. I wonder if he'd do a YouTube, and then he'd be like, "Are we gonna make money?" He'd be like, "No."
You know what? Honestly, Hoodie has his own shop, and his brother has his own restaurant. So, I bet you he would do something like this just to be nice and helpful. Because
and I would like, like we could schedule it or something like that. Just
I've talked to him too. I've talked to him too. Just bullshit, and I don't think he's all about the money. Like when I first watched it,
because I've seen him give away stuff. I mean, but you gotta make a living, so it's in his head. That's natural. As a reseller.
And he has a business, and his brother has a business, and his wife,
and he's got a family. So
he's got a family. But when I first started watching Hoodie's Weakest Link, there was 9 people, 12 people, 13 people. Mm-hmm. Now at 11 o'clock at night, there's 40, 50, 60, 80 people watching.
That guy will be on 11 o'clock at night, depending on your time zone. You could be 10 or 11. And I'll wake up in the 4 o'clock in the morning, my time, like Central. And Hoodie is still freaking going. I remember one day, and it's funny, is he's very conscious, of everything that's being written in the chat. He's very polite, so he's a good businessman. He's like, hey, shout out to everybody in the chat. That's where I learned to say shout out to everybody in the chat. It was Hoodie, because I was like, that's a good reminder, because if you don't show love, and I got like ADD, man. Like I can't focus on 500 things, and thank God, we only got a few people in our chat. I can at least look over and say, oh, hey, what's up? Hey, that's a good comment, But he's constantly, and he's paying attention to the 4 guys.
Yep.
And he's keeping that energy, that really good energy. Oh, yeah. This is fun. Oh, no. Tom's going. You're the weakest link. You didn't sound anything. Boom.
I love you, but you are the weakest link.
Bye-bye. Boom.
Bye-bye.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, he's a brilliant businessman, whether he learned it from sales and marketing, whatever. Like, now that you tell me, I'm like, duh. If he's got family members that have a restaurant and stuff, you gotta be like this. You gotta be like, I mean, plus we're human. It's human nature. We love communication, but that's how we learn,
There was 4 of us one night just bullshitting, talking around. Nobody was bidding. So we got to talking about how we could get him more money, because I mean, he's up from 11 to 6 in the morning every single night doing it. Yeah. So we came up with Fast Pass, VIP Pass, and another pass.
Oh, so you all collaborate. That's where that Fast Pass. Yeah. That makes sense, because he's trying to. There's probably like 100 people now that want to go on a show in one night.
Yes.
Think about when and I hate to say this, pardon the expression, the t-shirt rats be like, I'm hungry. Yes. I want to sell a shirt. Yeah, but even if it's only 20 people, you can't fit all that many people in 1 hour. It's hard.
It is. So I think, is it the VIP pass? One of them gets you right to the top of the line for $30. So you pay him $30, you're the next person in.
But think about it. Yes, he's being of service, but like as a businessman, like I'm spending my time, and I'm, if he's up to 4 in the morning, show him a little love, and it's basically just like, here's a little credit. It's like a tip. Yep. It's really, that's all it is. Because he's got a little kid. He's got and his energy can be reflected. Yeah, but it also could be like his energy is needed for his family and his time. And he's like, oh, don't worry about a Lone Star. I get enough sleep. I'm okay. If I got 2 hours of sleep, I'm like, are you kidding me?
I'd be napping all day if that was me.
And I'm like, you're not grumpy? Because like, ask Luis. It was, and he was like, I get grumpy. Like I'll wake up at 5 a.m. in the morning and on a Tuesday, and I got like a part-time job. I do physical labor, but I do it because I want to get in my body, and like that's my one time a week I really give it my go, and I make $30 an hour, for whatever 6-7 hours, But I get home and I'm like, he's like, you ready for tonight? I'm like, let me take a nap, and I was like, but I'll sell like mids, like, and I say mids. It's not like, sometimes it's a discretionary term, like where somebody, it's mids. Yeah. No, but there's nice mids, because like, you can have a reseller in this part of the country and like, I don't have a good place to source, or somebody can't get out of their house because they got a physical disability or whatever. Or, somebody's got kids and they can't, and they're reselling. So I'm like, here it is. Come to this auction, and I will sell them like anywhere from starting at 7 to like, I've sold a bundle today. It wasn't my biggest one I did by 50. Dude, no, I'm talking bigger than that. I'm talking like, but like, yeah, but those are like probably some good banger bundles. Bundles, you get a nice little bundle. But I'm saying bundle, mine looks like a bag of cocaine. It's like wrapped with tape. If you look back on my feed on Instagram, you're like, oh, I see what you mean. But today I sent a 15-pound rounded. It was actually like 14 point something. Dude, And thank God for, I know you know this, thank God for, was it Pirate Ship?
Pirate Ship, you love it. Use it.
Woo! Cost me like 14, $15 or whatever it is to ship that.
Beautiful.
Dude, that thing was so freaking heavy. And I double poly bag it. Think about it, because you got your first one, and then if they bang that thing, that at least that. But I got tape on top of that. You know, it ain't going nowhere. And nobody's, thank God, nobody's complained yet. They're like, Louie, I don't know how the hell you got that in there, but you shoved like 30 shirts in a bag. And
I got to start going on here. Like, I got all these extra stuff just sitting around.
But wait, you're gonna need some stuff for the pop-ups. Like, throw those in a $5 bin if you don't want them, or whatever. Oh yeah, I love those. I call those message or destination shirts and message shirts, and those are. But see, you're like me. I can't leave those, especially if I only get them for like a couple bucks or
yeah. Like I think that one was actually at the bin, so I paid less than $1 for that one.
Yeah. And granted, we find these things so you don't have to. So
yeah,
sorry. That's a saying we say. It's like, it's a polite way of saying, listen, I'm doing the work. We may find a $2,000 shirt one day. Yeah,
I do have $1,000 shirt. I would say it's about 1,000, maybe 1,200.
Can you tell us about it?
Yeah, it's a 1992 Marvel long sleeve shirt on a Fruit of the Loom extra large.
What is it of?
The front has a little chest hit of Blackheart. Oh. It's a very obscure Marvel character.
I remember Blackheart.
On the back, actually, it says.
I remember it was. It didn't.
I could go get it. You want to see it?
Yeah, I'm kind of curious because do you know T-shirt Villain?
No.
He's actually in my area. He actually all of a sudden shows up out in the middle of nowhere at my pop-up one day. Ooh. Let me tell you a quick story, and then I want you to go get that shirt. It's like, he's a good guy to know. He is a collector. Don't try to communicate with him because he never responds to me. But it's funny. It's like, if I see him, I've actually had a conversation with him at they call it the Vintage Con. He was in Austin, Texas.
Yeah. Yep, I remember that one.
And he like slips in there, and I was like, "Hey, bro." He's like, "Hey." I'm like, "You remember me?" He's like, "I'm like, you bought that." I said, "You." And he's strictly a Marvel guy. He bought this DC comic off of me.
Ooh.
Super faded. I'm going to tell you, and I told him too. I said, I want to be honest with you. I bought this off the back of somebody. And I say faded. No, it was just somebody left that damn thing in the sun for like months. It was so good. It was so, oh my God, like you would sell it. It was a Batman. And I remember I went to this flea market and I was like, how much you want for that shirt? It's not for sale. This guy was wearing it. It was the first time I ever did it. I was like, and I could have easily went, oh crap, but I was like, that's okay, bro. I love Batman. And I just, I lapped it up, and I'm like, dude, if you do have any more, I'll bring some next week. And I'm like, but I said, if you had to sell it, how much would you sell it for? He's like, $10. And I'm like, whipped it out. And I was like, here, bro. And I went, let me go get you a shirt at the car. Hold this $10. Boom. He took it off and gave it to me. But I sold that to T-shirt Villain, and I looked at it. You know how we talked about tags? You know how the newer Repop have the printed neck. I call them printed neck. I don't know if that's a proper term. Dude, I know you can barely see it. That's how freaking faded it was. Wow. He didn't care. He's like, I gotta have that. Wow. I'm like, I'm gonna tax you. And he's like, that's okay. How much you want for it? And I'm like, you really want this? I thought you like Marvel. He's like, no. And I was like, bro. And I'm like, and he paid up, but he was really good. Like, I didn't really kill him for it, but like, I definitely maybe quadrupled, maybe. I don't know.
Hey, you did the work on that one. You deserve to get paid.
But my eye did the work, and I was like, now you get that. It's a taste, it's a smell, it's like a sound for a T-shirt. If you had to, that even makes any sense,
It does. Like, I understand. Like, I could go to the bins and just run my hands over T-shirts, and I'll find the vintage one just by feel.
That's a good. I need to get. I don't know how so we got the Hawks and we got the Vultures. The Vultures that'll like won't let you go and want it cheap. It's like, leave me alone. Go away. The Hawks will come and swoop it, and I don't know how they find it. Like, before I know it's there. They're just so good, but they're hungry. I get it.
I mean, I do have one of the shirts that I found. Oh, I got both of them. So I had 2 lucky finds at the bins. This one. I'll do this and I'll go grab the shirt. And just because you're wearing the shirt that you're wearing, I'll show you this one first. This was a bin find, and I literally ran my hand over it and found it.
You're talking about a Grateful Dead
T-shirt.
Go up.
Winterland.
Okay, come in. Oh, shoot. Dude, that's a Winterland one. Oh, well, hold on a sec. Hold on. Stay there. Let me put you on big real quick. Sorry. I want to show you something. I brought in some shirts to think about, am I going to share them or not? When you see this, you're going to go, oh, damn. That is a crazy shirt. Bro, that is sick. Where you found this at the bins?
This was at the bins. And like I said, I ran my hand over and it felt different.
Dude, so all I got to say is you were blessed by the T-shirt gods. You know, like that day. The T-shirt angels were like, dude, let me show you something real quick. I did this as a trade. See that?
B-Sport, yeah. Jerry,
come on. Probably because I wore it. I'm pulling the hand out. But look at this. But a buddy of mine that I met at the bins. We did a private trade. It's crazy. It's a little boxy, so it doesn't fit me as good as I want it to. But look at that Thunder.
Yeah, the Thunder. Everybody, and the eyeball. Got an eyeball on there.
And it's got, look at this.
Thunder and fire and birds and the world. Oh, that's nice.
It's sick.
That is nice.
Look at this. Am I getting it? I can't even see what I'm doing.
Yeah, you're good. 1995. Oh my God, the estate. Nice.
Yeah, it's beautiful, man. Like it's not a single, but that's okay because he gave quality ones. It's like on a lead tag. I don't know why. You know, I don't hear a lot about lead tags, but I love lead tags. I don't know why.
Oh, they're quality. I think
they are. Yeah.
I don't think lead tags are single stitched. I think they're all doubled, right?
Well, this one is a double. So I will go so far as to say, if I remember, and I may be wrong, but the leads I found are always like from like early 90s. I don't know that Lee does anymore, but Lee was doing some Star Wars ones in the 90s. Remember?
Yes, I've seen the Star Wars ones.
Dude, if you get, and they were always double stitched, so that just meant that they were giving you quality. And I will say those were great shirts, you know. And
oh yeah, those are definitely great shirts,
bro.
I think Liquid Blue is the other company that does everything double stitched.
Okay. They don't most of the time. I think that once in a while there is a single. I may be wrong, but like earlier on. But you're right. I think Liquid Blue for the most part, at least now they do. You know, they're definitely doubling up on that stitch. But we're talking when we say double stitch singles, we're wondering if like in the 90s they were still doing double stitch.
So single stitch, and I've learned this one. If you have a T-shirt that's single stitch, it doesn't necessarily mean it's not vintage. Right. There are companies that did double stitching in the 90s. So it is,
and the vice versa is true too now. Like there's some companies are sneaking in some single stitch, and they're like from the 2010s or whatever, or 2020, whatever. And it's like they think, oh, this is vintage. No, it's not. You know.
Yeah, this was the other bin find that day.
God, dude, I can't see that tag, but it's okay.
Yeah, it's faded out, but it's an extra large international fashion.
Never heard of it. Oh, bro, yeah, that's sick, crazy. I've been wanting to get me one of those because I remember that loud and clear back in the 90s. That to me that screams 90s.
Oh yeah, nothing on the back, but that front is ridiculous.
Yeah, but you know what? You know.
I know.
You know.
Yes.
Real quick, let's answer this question. It says, what? When you sell your vintage T-shirts, do you do anything special to prepare them before selling and shipping them? I know T-shirt rats that don't even bother washing them from the bins.
For the most part, if I get them from a thrift store, I don't wash them. Yeah. I will if they're expensive, 75 upwards. I'll steam them, and that's it. I'll fold them, put them in a Ziploc bag, and I'll put them.
And then I'll let like whoever buys them. You want to wash them the way you wash them, that you feel comfortable. If you do a bad job, it's not my fault. If you wash them with Woolite and you're delicate with it, you're probably like, you know, it depends, you know, what it is you have.
Like I said, anything over $75, I steam it and then put it in a plastic bag. Then I put it in a mailer. On Instagram
sometimes.
Yeah, me too. On Instagram, if I sell a shirt over $50, I'll throw in a bunch of Pokemon cards or some type of cards.
Yeah, I got yours, and I was like, "What's this Pokemon card doing?" I know people
fun.
do that. I know that. No, it's fun. No, even just in the reseller community, that people always like throwing little gift things.
Little something.
There's a couple. Well, we'll talk more another day. I mean, it sounds like you and I can go on all like. How are you doing on time? You getting kind of.
Oh, let me go get the Marvel T-shirt, and then however long you want to go, I don't care. It doesn't matter.
Okay, we can go out for a little longer. Yeah, go grab that shirt. I'll give some shout outs to everybody and say hey, and hey Gil, Tino, and I don't know if Luis is still listening. I know he's tired. He got the family and stuff, and everybody who's been here. Rozilla, thank you all. Jay Solis. I know Las Vegas Thrifts was here. Kelly and Jennifer Hayes, appreciate you. She had, you guys, if you don't know, Tom, check out his links below. And if you guys did subscribe to him, I appreciate you because he's a good guy in our community. I'm trying to get him introduced into our reseller community. More folks that share the knowledge and stuff, or just have some good stuff to share. Yep. What was? Oh, here it is. Beaumont says, I shook OJ's hands at Knotberry Farm at Buena Park when I was 10. Oh, wow.
Crazy.
Oh, Beaumont, I love you, bro. So you and I are the same age, bro. Like I maybe off by a year, but I didn't know that, bro. You just gave away your secrets. You're an OG. I knew he was an OG. Dude, he's awesome. He's got this long-ass beard. He's a kick-ass guy. Down to earth. Like he's real peeps.
All right. So I went to an estate sale. I don't go to there's not a lot of them around me. So this one had a picture of just shirts and sweatshirts. So I'm like, that's cool. I'll go down and grab it. And they had a whole like collector's room of Batman stuff. I'm like, cool. Like I'll go down, I'll check it out. Well, I got there about 2 hours late.
Wow.
So the collector's room was wiped out of just about anything that had really, really super value. So I went downstairs to where they had the racks, the clothing racks, and I'm flipping through and I'm finding Batman stuff. And I'm like, I'm getting that for $3. I'm getting that for $3. That one's definitely coming home with me.
I don't care if it's a repop. Batman always sells, yeah.
So this is a sweatshirt that I grabbed. Oh. Toltex extra large.
That's an old. That's the extra big tag, right? It's like super big.
Yeah.
You don't see those a lot. Yeah. But I mean, the tag itself is big too. Oh shoot, dude, that's definitely. When did that animation come out? Was it early '90s or mid? No, it was mostly mid '90s, right?
I think there's a date on it. It's
yeah, that was like mid '90s.
93 on this one.
Oh, so it's been around that long. Damn.
Yeah, 93. You can see the little.
Is that Bane?
I don't know who it is. Man,
I'm gonna give you my just because I haven't seen it up close, but I think that's Bane, and Bane is like, yeah. Well, maybe not, but well, it could be. I mean, it could be because remember, Batman. One of his nemesis is Bane.
Yeah,
but I don't. That kind of looks like, but then again, that's highly stylized, meaning that animation like had a really certain different definitive look for Batman.
Yeah.
Not that I'm an expert on it, or not. I'm not trying to say I'm a subject expert, but like, yeah, like it was actually, I think, because of that animation that's where Harlequin came from, and that's the start of where Harlequin came from.
Yes, that's the start of her story too. Yeah. Every time I show that, people offer me a couple $100 for it. I'm like, you know what? It's cool enough where I'm going to sit on it.
Yeah. So I had a talk with Jesus about that, like, and the guys that are in there. I always forget their names, but like the one guy, he's got a really good hunk of hair. And
Lago, did you have Lago in that one?
No. There's something Goods, I think, something good from Las Vegas.
Mr. Goods, Mr. Goods. Yeah.
I forget his first name again, but like, yeah. And I told him, I was like, you guys, let me ask you a quick question, because we were just, like, it's okay to hold on things. He's like, oh yeah, So I think it's okay. I think it's important to hold.
Yeah,
just hold on to things.
Do you want to see the licensing first on this shirt, or do you want to see the pocket hit?
Show whatever's convenient for you. You show me.
So
let me pop you up.
This is the crazy shirt. This is like my highest value shirt. It's a long sleeve shirt, so that's the only detraction of it. But you could cut long sleeves into short sleeves if you really wanted to.
Yeah, you don't do it.
No. So here's the tag.
Oh, it's a nice fruity, and it's a good size too.
Good size. Now here is the front hit.
Holy moly. Hearts of Darkness. This is that. Yeah.
That's
Yeah. Actually, I think I do remember this animation guy. Yeah. 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 It's not what I thought. Yeah. It was around that time when, remember, what's the big one in Marvel right now? That Venom, kind of like, that S in Spawn. We're all coming out at the same time. Everybody wanted those gory monster looking kind of aliens. Yeah.
Now, the back.
Oh, shit.
Wolverine, Ghost
Punisher?
Rider, and the Punisher.
That's the Hearts of Darkness. So like, are they like a team or something? Or
I don't know. I've never watched it. Never.
Come in a little closer if you can. Even if you go up close to your camera, that's sick, dude. That is so sick, man. If we were on Instagram right now, damn, dude, damn.
Yeah. And then here's the.
I think you have a grail, and I got a guy for you. I'll put you in contact. But come up with a number in your head. I'll put you in touch with him. But like, I know if you don't want to sell it, what you could do is just post a picture and I'll forward it to him, and he'll be like, whoa. And let's see if he responds to me then, because he never writes me. This is the guy I told you. I'll talk to him. Like I met him at the convention. He wanted to talk all day long, but then people were like, "Oh, what's up, dude? T-shirt villain or whatever, And then I'm like, "Hey, I'll let you go, bro." He's like, "Okay, catch you later," But yeah, dude, that's sick. I've never seen that. Yeah, there may be one sitting there somewhere, but good luck finding it.
Yeah,
dude. And you know what? That could be one of those. They've only made 100 for like promotional purposes because remember Comic Cons were like all the way in the 80s too.
Every person that I've asked, they're like, "I've never seen that. I've never seen that," and they're all Marvel heads. Like they're all people that know.
Yeah.
Marvel stuff, but
I mean, this may be lowballing it, but I would definitely not go lower than 500 on that.
No,
it may be a K shirt. You may have a K shirt, bro.
I want to say that this is glow in the dark too.
Was one way to test it.
It has that greenness to it.
Did I tell you one day I was on with Luis one night and they were like, "Is that glow in the dark? Is it?" And I was showing some shirts. I don't know. And they're like, so I shut these lights out, and all of a sudden the thing was glowing. It was great because like.
I probably could. I could.
That's why I was joking. I was like, "There's one way to test it.
I'm going to do it.
Let's do it. Just leave it there." I was like, "You don't have to carry." Watch him trip on the way back, y'all. The death of Tom because he's showing his shirt breaks his neck. The only thing you have to worry about is your laptop. But let's just see, because you can like cover part of it. I don't know.
I think it is glow in the dark. Yeah.
Dude, if it is, that's sick. Cover like part of it, like with your hand, and see. Well, while you're showing it, maybe we can see if we can see the reflection.
No, not really. You can't.
No, not if you come close, but from far, I don't know. Yeah, it's hard to tell. Well, check it out. Like when you get off live, it's
hard to see it.
But their ink and the way they printed stuff in terms of silk screening, so different, bro. I wonder if the ink, here's a good technical question. I wonder if the ink that they print shirts with now is chemically different. And I'm wondering if that's a lot of the cause for dry rot.
Ooh, that's a good question. Dry rot is crazy. I don't know if it's glow in the dark. I couldn't really tell, but
yeah,
I'll look again.
It was a fun question. You had to entertain it.
Shit. Dry rot. Here's something crazy. So I've been heavily into vintage clothing for honestly about 7 months, right? Like that's where I really took off in the last 7 months. I've never found a dry rot t-shirt. Never.
Yeah, I haven't yet either. I went to go meet Afro Vintage once and on a deal he did in Texas. He came and he took care of me, but I was like, dude, I gotta I'm in Austin, you're in here. Oh, okay. He didn't understand. It's like 3-4 hours, And
I love watching.
He showed me, and he goes, "Look at this," and he was testing shirts, but he's like, "You're not getting my bangers." I'm like, "I'm not asking for them," but he's a good guy. And he's like, "Fuck," he's like,
legend.
Oh. And he shows me an example, and I was like, "Oh crap!" You can have it. I'm like, he's like, "Don't put it on your other clothes," because he was thinking maybe it might transfer
off or something. Yeah,
or the chemicals. We don't know. That's the whole thing. We don't even really. I mean, dry rot may have a technical explanation. Somebody out there has it down pat, but
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Cool. I've bought stuff from Afro Vintage. I've interacted with him.
He's a good homie.
I don't know if I've been on the live with him or not.
I got to say something. I didn't know. I don't want to go anywhere, but like I was on Tio's, and then Tio said something. He's like, "Hey," and I saw Afro. I was like, "Hey, Barry," and And then Tia goes, "Did you block me?" I was like, "Oh shit!" I was like, "What's good?" And then he goes, "Oh no, it's all good now." And he's like, "No, we're good." And Barry is loving like that, but Barry is business. I love him. But he's like, "Oh no, we're all good." He'd be like hearts and stuff which is cool because like even if he did block him, it doesn't matter. It could be a misunderstanding or But our community is like, hey, let's all. Everybody's treating each other with respect, and I love that.
I would say that's about 95% of it, and then there's always the 5% that are.
Yeah, the young kid or somebody that's just trying to screw somebody over, and I was like, that's just a bad apple,
And then everybody outs that bad apple out, and
I'll never forget what Afro Vintage taught me just by being on a live, me listening the first time. I probably one of the first times he's like, "Don't make me make you into a meme. Don't make." I was like, because he meant like, because he was doing a pop up, and he's like, "If anybody tries to steal any of these things, I will make you a meme because I got a video camera going." He's
amazing.
Like, he's great, but that guy's so freaking full of knowledge. I love Barry. Like, and I got to meet him briefly. It was just like, okay, all right, you can go now. I was like, okay, see, I drove here fucking 3 hours, but he hooked me up, bro. Let me tell you, he hooked me up. It was Texas vintage T-shirts from the 70s and 80s.
Jesus, like he's amazing. Like he went from.
He didn't want those. He wanted the bangers, and I got it.
And he went from there to Texas, and that's all he did was thrifted the entire way, or he discovered.
That's when I met him. That's when I met him.
Unreal. Like nobody does that.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody knows the story.
By the way, I'm surprised I'm mentioning this on live because I don't tell anybody this. That's like between me and him, and it was, yeah.
And everybody on YouTube now.
Now it's documented. But I mean, like, but his nephew shows up, and I was like, "Oh, cool! I remember you, bro." His nephew used to kind of run his lives during the day, and I think they stopped doing that. I don't know anymore. But
yeah, I haven't seen one in a while. But it was a great idea, and I loved when Barry did it, like because he kept it running smooth the entire time. His nephew didn't quite do it as well, but I mean, I still watched. I still tuned into it.
Well, I mean, like his nephew comes from a different background. Like, he knows, and he admitted, he's like, and I'm not saying anything, but he's like, I'm not as knowledgeable as my uncle, but he helped. But it's hard because like, Barry's a businessman. He says he's trying to do a brick and mortar. I'm like, really? And the first thing I kind of opened my mouth, stuck my foot in my mouth. I was like, I'm not really. I don't think I'd ever want to do that. It seems like a lot of work. And he's like, oh no, not me. And I'm like, Barry's like, kind of like my age, and it's like, he's like, dude, what about an investment? I'm like, that's a good point, So, but Barry's like so savvy. Like he's so good.
Oh, yeah.
Man. Like he knows. I don't know how he finds these hookups. I need to get shit smart about that. But yeah, I do know in theory, like how he does it, but like how he gets it, I don't understand. Like he's a deal breaker. Like,
it's amazing stuff he finds, like ridiculous stuff.
Yeah, and he's a deal maker and a deal breaker, and like he'll tell you it's gonna work for me. No, it doesn't work for me. And like he doesn't waste time. I think he's so sharp and smart. He's great.
He also has a great feel for when somebody is just after the shirt to resell, or just after the shirt for themselves.
You gotta know. Yeah.
And he's fantastic at it.
That's why I tell him, I said, sometimes I can't buy your stuff because, like, I know you got to make money. That's your bread and butter. And it's like, but I got to have meat on the bone too. And, but he knows I'm straight up and honest with him, like.
I have 2 shirts still from him that I bought a while back.
Remember when you're talking about when he used to do his live. Yeah. But like, and he was giving fair deals, but like, he would get pissed too. He's like, come on, guys. So like you had to start, but sometimes like, oh, fuck, I'm feeling like I'm going to bless somebody. And I got this, oh God, I can't remember the name of the group. My mind, you'll be like, why don't you remember them? But it's like, it was one I've never seen. It's that guy that was like, what's that band in the late 80s, I think the early 90s. And he's like, all gays are going to die of AIDS. And then I'm like, what? You can't say that. It was
Johnny Rotten. Is it his band?
No, not Johnny Rotten. It was another one from it was one of those early hair bands, but it was like right at 1991. But the image on it I've seen, it was like of a gorilla sitting with a bunch of skulls and stuff. And it had but mine was different in the back. And I'm like, I wonder if there's a bootleg. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to roll the dice. And it was so good because instead of the skulls, it was a bunch of weed. It was like pot. And I was like, just for that, I ended up like getting it for like $45, $50. I'm
oh my God.
He's like, Louie, you got to steal. I'm like,
yeah.
I'm if you don't want to sell it to me, but there was 3 bids in and he kept his word. And And I was like, and I kept it, and it fits so perfect. It's so faded. It's
anything with the paraphernalia on it is
yeah,
$100 at least. Then
and
if
you know
got,
what? I'll probably never sell that one, but I'll probably wear it one day. And I've already had twice at a pop-up, bro. I will say this much: wear a banger you're willing to get rid of, and put a T-shirt on. You'll just quickly change. But I've sold 2 shirts. People bought them off my back.
nice.
That's what I want to do. I don't want to buy it off your back. I want you to buy mine off of my back.
Nice.
You know. And I went. Now I got it because it happened not once but twice. And I was like, "You can't have it. You don't have enough." And I walked away. The guy's like following him. He's like, "No, I want that." And it was funny because a buddy of mine, his name is Free for Chubbies on Instagram. You should look him up. He's a good guy, and he has nothing but Walking Dead. I mean, Grateful Dead, and like that kid is sharp. Like he's a shark, and he's. But one day, like I went over his house and gave him some deals. Like I gave him some deals. He knows it, but like that's where I got the Jerry Garcia shirt. So I had this other shirt. It was like a knockoff of a Marlboro thing ad. It's like something about Cowboys Do Die, and in the back of the guy's like a skeleton with a Marlboro logo kind of look. And the guy's like, "I gotta have that." And I'm like, "You don't have enough." He's like, "How much?" $50. And I'm like, "Here." And then my buddy goes, "Where did that shirt go? You just had it on." Because I got it from him. And I'm like, "Sold it." And he's like,
"Sorry."
And it's like, business is. I went like this, and then business, And he's like, "Damn, how much did you sell it for?" I'm like, $50. And he's like, "I only have one more of those at the house," because when he went and found them, he said he saw 7 of them, and he only bought 2.
Damn.
I'm like, "You're lost." It was single dingle. It's like crazy.
Damn.
It's just a random ass shirt, random. But that's the beauty of this game.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Like that shirt you have over there with the Willy Wonka. Somebody's gonna go nuts one day. You're gonna get a fan of Gene Wilder, or a fan of Willy Wonka, or just somebody who says that is a bang bang.
That's me. That's me.
And that's it. That's it.
Hey, let's answer this question from Solus.
Let me go up. Oh yeah, it's been up for a while.
What do you did? Yeah, we didn't answer that.
Oh shoot, yeah, Solus. I'm sorry if you're still there, Jay Solus. I'll let you read it, bro.
What is your dream shirt you would love to acquire? What is the most you would pay for it? Thanks.
Best question. I'm sorry. That's why I left it up, because I knew it was a good question. I'll let you go first, but I want to say something real quick. I entertained that the other day. I can't really say that I could think, because I think for me, it's a present moment thing. Like, I'm sure there's one out there. And I know some people say I got to see it, but I had it in my head once, and I know what I like, but I don't know what my dream shirt would be. But I do actually. I got a couple. That I want. I won't know that it's my dream shirt. What about? Do you have like a dream shirt? Like it's got to like, oh my god, if I ever see this, I want this. Or have you seen something and say, shit, I want that?
So I will say that when I first started going to thrift stores, you'd find stuff that's cool and stuff like that, and look through stuff. I found the Bo Jackson t-shirt. And it was the Bo Jackson where it looks over you, and like he's standing on the top of you and looking over.
Yeah, and Bo Jackson, if you guys don't know, like you can sell that like as a reseller on eBay with so many variations of description that'll get you hits.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this Bo Jackson I found.
He's the goat.
At a thrift store, and it was a small.
You found it in that thrift store?
Yeah. So it was a small, and I went up to the cashier with it, and I'm looking at it. I'm going, you know what? I could never fit this. Why am I buying it? So I went back and I put it back on the racks.
Ah!
Yeah. So the next day I thought about it. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go back and grab that shirt because it was cool. So I went back to where it was, and it was gone.
I did that once.
And I was so sad. So when I came back to doing vintage t-shirts, I started looking around for them. And I found 5 of them now. And I've owned 4 of the 5 that I've seen. So that's my dream shirt. That's the one that I look for all the time.
And you didn't buy it at the time because it didn't fit.
I'm a huge Jackson fan. So
really, dude? Then you need to go on Cali Reseller Luis's. He gives away slabs, dirt cheap sometimes, and it's on an auction. So if you love it, he had signatures.
I've met him twice.
Well, so it's Cali Reseller Luis, because he goes to the in Arizona. What do you call it? He just shows up.
Training. Yeah, he shows up all the time. I deal with famous people all the time. Like, it's part of my job. So yeah. I've met everybody from Garth Brooks, Toby Keith, Trisha Yearwood.
Better get them shirts ready, bro. Have them in your trunk.
Yeah. So but we're not really allowed to talk to them in my line of work.
Yeah.
So they're just normal people. Where I work, they're just normal people. So when I see people, cool, they're a star, or
Hey,
yeah, nice to see you. Yeah, how you doing? It's good. How do you know? What do you want to do?
Yeah,
there?
you can't be fanboying over and shit like that.
So I went to a Royals game opening day a few years back, and I'm walking to my seat that's down by first base sideline, right behind the dugout.
Hell yeah.
And Bo Jackson.
And I heard it, and he's really nice. Like Luis was telling me, he's like a really good guy.
Yeah.
And he remembered my buddy because like he went to spring training the second year. And he's like, and he stood back. Of course, he had some cards to sign, but he didn't beg them. But like everybody else was like, and they said you can barely recognize him at the time. But he goes, "Hey, Luis, how you doing?" He's like, "Wow, you remember me? You're like from last year. You were here." He's like, and he was just there to support the Dodgers.
Wow.
And he's like, and he's like, this guy was like, "Will you take a picture of me?" And then later on, he goes, "Luis, did you want a picture?" And he's like, "Yeah, I love you, bro."
Man.
And that's the kind of guy it's. I'm sorry, I keep interjecting.
No, that's fine. I'm listening to stories too, just like I'm telling them.
Yeah.
So I'm walking down to my seat. This is before anybody got there. So I'm walking down to my seat behind the dugout, and Bo Jackson's walking up the stairs, and I just stop. Like I'm frozen. Like I stop. I can't even say anything. It's my childhood hero that I've grew up idolizing, read all his books, got all his cards, got posters, T-shirts.
Posters where he's doing that with the half baseball, football.
Yeah, and I just froze. I couldn't say anything. I was starstruck. Only time in my life that I've been starstruck.
Yeah. But I did that with Reggie Jackson once, and he was a douchebag. He wouldn't even sign cards, He was at a mall. He was
the other time I met him, we have a fan fest here for the Kansas City Royals, and he was the main speaker at Royals Fest, and he went around shaking people's hands and stuff like that. So it was amazing.
That's awesome. Did you ever get him to finally sign, or you just kind of like laid off?
No, I didn't have him sign anything, but that T-shirt is my dream T-shirt, and like I said, I have 4 of them now. 4 of the 5 that I've seen, I grabbed.
Right. Oh my God, yeah, dude. Well, no, but it's a good thing. That's a good story you told, like where you went into, and then we'll go back. I got a couple more questions. It's like, is that, and this is stuff like we think about as resellers, but we talk about like in the T-shirt world or the community, and it's like, go with your gut. Like if you see something, even if, granted, I don't care if it's, I don't want to mention the GW word, but even if it's Goodwill, whoever it is. And they're getting greedy. Like they're starting to we're making more videos. The resellers are like on TikTok and everything else about like how greedy Goodwill's. Like you're asking $70 for a water gun, whatever, one of those Nerf guns. It's like, come on, it's like you're not getting anyway. So like, but if you do see something you want to, just go with it, man. Like even if it's $5, like you can easily flip a shirt back for $5 in your T-shirt bin. Somebody will love it. But here's the thing: is as a reseller, we know you sit on it, it's going to sell for what you want one day.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like in my eBay store, I'm not the highest priced, and I'm not the lowest, and I'm above middle priced on my stuff. And you sit on something.
I'm with you like that. I'm kind of between middle and trying to get that high price, but I'll give a good deal.
And then, of course, you put offers on stuff, and I haven't had a problem selling anything since I started. Like, I still have stuff from my first year of listing, but it's because I never actually went in and redid the listing.
Yeah. So
if I did that, it would go in a hurry.
It's all about the mental strategies, and it's like, what are we got to do to as resellers, we got to constantly be on our game, and no matter what you're selling. But
I love my eBay stuff, and my store has 1,200 listings this week as a part-time seller, so that's huge for me.
Can I just say something? You're just fucking man. I'll say I consider myself a full-time, but like I said, I don't strictly do platforms anymore. I used to think, I'm strictly at platforms. No. Now I can sell stuff on auctions. I've done it on YouTube. My next level is I want to level up. I mean, I'm going to be a small fish, but I'll work my way up. If I got to wait a year or two, I don't care. I'm going to sneak in that community and make an impression, but I want to make a good impression. I want to be a part of the community. I'm not your style. That's okay. I don't have a shirt you want. That's okay. But somebody going to buy it.
Being on the weakest link, that's what I found. Like I'm not going to have stuff that everybody wants.
Yeah.
but I'm going to have stuff that somebody wants.
But the nice thing about the blind bid deal and bundles, because like you put $100, you're going to get a nice shirt, maybe two. And some of the guys are nice, you know.
That's how I feel. Like if I'm going to spend $100, I want a good value. Like I want $150, $175, $200 worth of stuff if I can get it.
Well, I bought something the other day. I bought an Edward Scissorhand. Oh, and the Chucky. Yeah, you give me a nice one. The Chucky was that definitely would bring my money back.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, and it's not even that, you know, it's just like, it's like you didn't have to give 2 shirts, but you know, but you also know that the guy watching, not me, but like, you know,
somebody else.
Okay, that's not for me today. I'm gonna pass on you. But like that night, I was like, you know what? I did good this weekend at a pop up. Let me just, and we did this thing called clearing the board, which means you can buy from all 4. And I was like, you know what? A couple of those are not my favorite, but I don't give a shit. You know, I'm gonna buy it. And thinking about it, like I spent $200, so I paid 50, 50, 50 because there's 4 spots. So I went ahead. $200, I felt like I got a good deal overall because some of those will cover the others. And that's the way I thought about it, was like, how can I show love? Well, those are going to pay for it. This will not, you know, and it's like, that way nobody's the weakest link or nobody's, you know what I mean? And that wasn't even was that a weakest link? I don't think that was, I don't even remember that.
Was that a weakest link?
He may have started it or not. I don't remember when, but I was watching him before that. But even if it doesn't matter, that's not the point. You know, it's like,
yeah. Well, I mean, and that's the other thing is when I go on there and do that for $50, $60, is I say I'll take everybody but Hoodie, because Hoodie could kick people off and everybody else could stay. So I just skip Hoodie and take everybody else's for.
Oh, whatever. That's a nice way to do it. Yeah, yeah. I gotta remember that next time. Save a little money, and I love you, Hoodie. But hey, if you ever watch. Yeah.
And then you get
nice
to say
is about being a YouTube content creator. Not all of them really give a shit about YouTube or even know. So like, I'm just talking, and I'm not talking shit. I'm just saying, you know, you got to show. It's kind of that brotherly camaraderie. But let me real quick. I've been having this up for a while. He's like, I found a dry rot Metallica tapestry. Damn! Did you hear me?
Job.
His name is Sonny. He's out of Las Vegas. He's a really good. He's sharp too. He finds good stuff. He's like you, and he said it was still sold right away. But he's just got to be honest in the description. If you 100%. Can get away with that, I would feel weird. Not because I don't think it's right. I just don't know that I want to deal with the chance of some risky behavior. Somebody going, "You dry rot," you know. I just told you, you know. It's like.
So
but
here's another thing about dry rot and t-shirts is Vintage Pimpage 604 has put out buying offers for all dry rot t-shirts. He has a guy, and I can't remember his name, that makes amazing stuff out of basically recycled stuff. So they're cutting off all the graphics and putting them onto shirts.
Somehow they can keep their graphics, huh?
Yep.
Wow, it must be super thin. But if he's got a process, whether it's like a layering of lacquering or whatever,
I don't know how they're doing it. But the guy who makes stuff has been doing Louis Vuitton baseballs and Louis Vuitton. It's ridiculous.
I know that guy, but I don't remember his name. Yeah,
I don't. Mad Hatter. Mad Hatter is his name.
Yeah, damn. And he's smart to get in that game. Because did I ever tell you, Luis and I interviewed Slobby Robbie?
No. There's another character.
But can I tell you something? Yes, a character, sharp businessman. I mean, millionaire. He's got 3 businesses going on. 3. And I picked his brain for an hour. He was or close to about 45 minutes. He came on our show with, you know, I do this show called Mindful Merchants, right? I don't know if you. So yeah. I'd love to get you on one day. I know you work, but it's like, you know, one day we'll work it out. And so yeah, it's like I just like to bring everybody, and I don't care about levels and stuff like that. And we weren't bringing him on to Fanboy, but I couldn't help but go like, oh shit, this is crazy. But I knew right from my gut, like there's something different about his strategy, but it's also different about it's his personality, because he is a marketer. He is. And then I went, did you study art? Yes. Graphic arts, right? Yeah. Duh. Think about it. Like to understand what a bootleg is, I know this from art school because I have a master's in arts. And it's like, if you can change this percentage of that image, it's rightfully yours. So hence, we'll talk about bootlegs maybe later, or maybe go into it a little bit. That's a whole different conversation. But it is a valid market. There's a valid market. And I have another idea that I want to talk to you about. I don't want to mention it in the live because I think it's something like a next level thing that can bring the t-shirt world up to another thing. Is not just a bootleg, but I have a version of a bootleg that I'm like, oh shit, to think about it in that context. So if you guys don't know what bootlegs, we'll bring that up. If you guys want to talk about it on another thing, email me, whatever. But real quick, so that was interesting. Sonny, if you're still listening, I sold a Grateful Dead tapestry, and I wanted to show some love to the person that sold that deal for $200. It was basically like me getting $100 for the tapestry and $100 doubling up my money on that Grateful Dead, which was a nice. It may have been a bootleg, but it was a good one. It was
my most profitable shirt. I actually have two. The latest one was a 1994 Division Bell.
Oh God, yeah.
On a Brockham tag.
Why? Because it's not on a Brockham tag normally?
No, normally it's on a Fruit of the Loom or something else, but the Brockham tag was key on this one.
Because you think they ran out of shirts, or what was the history, or do you know anything, or what?
Brockham are like the high-end concert T-shirts.
So this would have maybe came from a concert, you think?
Yeah, this one was definitely a concert T-shirt. Oh, and it was perfect. There was no stains, no rips, no pulls. It came from
somebody bought it, maybe wore it once, put it in their closet.
Yep.
Didn't eat spaghetti on it.
I found it with a sealed puzzle, another T-shirt, a sealed poster. Like somebody donated all this to a thrift store, and I happened to find it.
Thank the T-shirt angels, man.
Love them. I get blessed all the time.
I can't go into a T-shirt. That's not true. I remember one day I was blessed, and I call it my honey hole. It's really not, but when I was doing reselling, I was finding good plush and like Red Line, Hot Wheels, reseller stuff that you just kind of go, what can I find? And you're like running around the store. Yeah. But when I really got serious in the last year, even more, I would always look at T-shirts, but now it's like I go through probably like a 100-foot long rack of shirts. It's at least 100, well, whatever, 50 feet, 60 feet long. And I'm going through that thing, but it's probably 100 going and coming. But one day the lady brought out her I call it a Z line rack.
Yeah.
To go. And if you look at them in their back room and it's not ready, you gotta wait till it goes out in the line. I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, I saw that Louis Vuitton, or I saw that, NFL. It's not ready. I'm like, it's just sitting there. You already tagged it, But she brought it out. As soon as it out, I said, you said once it's on the floor, and I'm going out. And I pulled really a lot of Harleys, and I'll pay up to $5 a Harley. I don't care.
If I sell well.
Yeah. I mean, and yes and no. Yes. I mean, like, Harley can, in a pop-up, you'll learn. But like, if it's a banger good image, yeah, but like the mids with a chest hit and stuff, I love them, and people love Harleys, and like they'll pay $20, and I'm like, that's okay. But like, I'll pay up a little bit for a Harley, and if it's a banger, I'll really pay up. But she had a few Harleys, and I went, okay, do. And then I saw, I'm like, what is that? I grab it. It was Van Halen, the first time Sammy Hagar joined them, T-shirt. And it was single dingle. It was like, when did he come in? Like in the 90s, I think it was? Like
90, early 90s.
Yeah, it was early to mid 90s, sure. So it may have been the second round, but he's doing this. And they show, and it's an all face. You don't see those many. It was all face of Van Halen. So Eddie just died, It had the rest of the band. And then here's Sammy Hagar kind of doing this, like, oops, did I do that? Like, did I kick, what's his name? David Lee Roth out? Or, that smart ass thing. And I remember I never disliked Sammy, but I was like, oh shit, this is, but I'm an OG. So it's like, I like old shit like that. So
that's crazy. A great shirt.
Man, I am ignoring the chat. Shout out to everybody. Rosilla Review says something about Richard Simmons. I would love to find a shirt like that.
I have a Richard Simmons shirt.
Get out.
I have a Richard Simmons crew neck. Yeah.
What'd you say? Dave Prowse was a total toss. I don't know what that's about. Oh, autographs.
Like an asshole. Oh, sorry.
Oh, yeah. Who's David Prowse? Why am I not David Prowse? Who's David Prowse? Why is the name not ringing a bell? I don't know.
Accidentally deleted my David.
Oh, good night, Gil. I'm sorry, Gil. Man, I love the song Garth Brooks ruined my life. She's funny. Salvation Army thrift stores fund our audios. So thanks for hanging. Oh, Ella. Hi, Ella. This is Ella. Her name's Save Her First. You'll see her on my live sometimes. Ella, give Tom a follow. He's a good guy. He's a reseller. let's see. Did you check and see? Did you make it to 100 yet? I hope you did. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if you did. Hopefully you made it. And it'd be good if you guys did come close. I don't know how many we had coming in here tonight, but we had
99. Need one more. One more.
One more, Ella. Give him one more. Get him up to 100 tonight. We're going to help our boy out. But if not, and I know we're not supposed to do a tit for tat, but
it'll happen. I'm not worried.
Yeah, no, but it's fun, But once you get to that 100, it's like kind of cool. And then you kind of like slowly creep I'm barely past 600, and it's over a year I've been on it. But I'll be honest, I've been lazy on YouTube, and I just strictly do lives. But
here's the funny part is I actually like making the videos. I don't like editing everything.
Yeah, I don't even know how to edit. I'll be honest. I don't even have an editor right now. Oh, thank you. She just did it. We got Tom to 100. Thank you. And they'll go up and down. You'll see it like next tomorrow. I might be like 98. But that's those bots and things. But that's Darth Vader. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Yeah. But imagine being the guy that played. I thought that's who we were talking about. Yeah. Like, I wouldn't want to be an actor all my life or a celebrity. It's like,
that'd be tough.
Imagine being a celebrity on YouTube, and it's like trying to, God,
I mean, that's what we're hoping for with this, though, right? That's what YouTube famous.
I'm like at the point where, I don't know. Like I'm not doing this for everybody else's pure pleasure. I'm the selfish part is I'm kind of doing it for myself, but I want to meet people, and then like if I can help people along the way, show some love, share some. My big thing, Tom, for coming on YouTube was this. What is my intention for being here? I went, oh, you just asked the big question. That's a big Papa question. Why are you here? That's like the meaning of life. Like, why are you? But my real question was like, is it because your personality, your ego? And I didn't like answering that question. So I was like, you know what? I can be here to help other people and still, shine a little bit. We all have a voice, right? Otherwise, why are we doing this? But it's like educating people. I don't get to say that I'm educating you, but I would say if I have something fruitful and some knowledge, then good. Let's make it a form of not entertainment, but a form of learning that we can share, and, we're always learning anyway.
Yeah, always learn. Every single day we learn something new.
I hope so. Otherwise, we're dumb,
Yeah, and I enjoy sharing my experiences with people, whether or not they interact with me or not.
Yeah.
I like having a recording that I can go back and say, oh, I grabbed that shirt. That's a good shirt. And then, 3 weeks later, oh, I sold that shirt that I liked.
Yeah.
It's just,
that's why I invited you. Cause I know you're a good guy. I've been watching you in your live. So I appreciate you being on here, man. And I've enjoyed our interactions and stuff. I can go on for a while longer, but it is getting kind of late and I want to be respectful of your time. But you got to go to work tomorrow, don't you?
I'm off tomorrow.
Woo-hoo. But I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing, bro.
In the morning, I think I'm going to try and hit some yard sales, maybe. But I have a charity event that I signed up for through work, so I have to go do that.
So maybe you can sneak that in there real quick before or after. Who knows?
That's what I'm hoping.
I love that post. The email like, look what I found, and I'm like, yeah. I mean, think about it. I'm like, just for making a quick stop, you made $200, whatever. Or
yeah.
Gross 200. Net you're making over 150.
Oh yeah, that's how I feel like, and. I have other friends I share. Yeah, I was there for less than 30 minutes because they were closing. But I have other friends that I share stuff with too, and it's just become like a group of sharing. Like, hey, I found this. Hey, what do you think about this? Hey, this is what I found today.
I used to go on a lot of those groups, but like, I do love hearing, but I gotta like quality of time. It's like, how do I balance out as a businessman? Like, you can't be everywhere. And that's the same with YouTube. Like, I feel bad, Yeah, it's hard.
Well, this is just a group of local friends that I met through one of the groups, and there's 5 or 6 of us that all live within 45 minutes of each other, and we just share, hey, this is at the yard sale. If you're interested, I'll pick it up for you, or I'm going here. What do you guys?
Sometimes like, hey guys, I just found out about this. I'm not going to be in your area, but if you want this, here's an opportunity.
Same, yeah.
Just because they can't be there,
Yep.
And that's a real good network to have, because then you can help return the favor if you get a chance, or you help them in a deal, whatever. It's really just, being there for everybody. And then you guys have the shared experience of like, we get each other. Yeah, I know. You know,
I
I have
mean,
a guy like that I go sourcing with once in a while when he's not working on the weekends. Yeah.
and there's so much stuff out there for us resellers. It's
Yeah.
not just t-shirts. It's not
So what
just
you're saying in essence is what I say is like there's enough for everybody.
everyone, everyone, everyone. I welcome
What were
everyone
you
to
saying about above your stuff? You said
like anybody could have found this one. Anybody could have found this one. Anybody could have had this one. Anybody could have had that one. But I found it. But there's more of it out there. Like,
yeah.
They're out there. You just have to go.
Unless you're in a saturated area, and I will say the one bins I go to because it's closest to me is probably the most practical one because it's bigger than most. But that being said, you're going to get the competition is.
Yeah, you're going to get competition. There's always going to be competition, but again, you put in the footwork, you do the little bit of research.
It'll come to you. It'll come to you.
It'll come and it'll happen.
Yeah, and that's why I think it's important for having this conversation. Like, yeah, we kind of have this niche we're kind of like in love with a little bit. You know, we got a crush on it. That's what the way I look at my t-shirts, I got a big crush on doing that niche. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, how can you not love that? I mean, like that's whether you're a Disney fan. You know, it's corny, but it's adorable. I love it, you know, and it's like great. But the thing is, you know, we can go to the bins and yeah, we don't find any cheer shirts, but you can find something. Like the other day, can I tell you something? There's a guy named the Duo Finds. It's a husband and wife team, and I met him at a pop up. He never told me once. He wouldn't even confess that he was a content creator. He's got like 3,000 or 4,000 followers, and he doesn't just do reselling, and that's one of his niches. He does. There's a certain term for it. Like there's YouTubers that have two channels. One is like an entertainment one. I film waterfalls. I film poppin' zits or whatever it is that they do. You know what I mean? It's that form, but they know it's an easy one because it's an easy eye catcher. They'll get numbers. They'll get
real fast.
That's a cash cow for as far as YouTube goes. If you've been in the business, because once you get monetized and you got their followers. But then there's other ones that like, okay, and this is my other channel. I'm also a dancer, reseller, whatever, you know. And yeah, it's kind of crazy, but I forgot where I was going. Good night, Ella. Thank you.
I went thrifting earlier today, and I only found five things, right? So here's the first one.
Oh yeah, dude. Can I give you a hint? I found the stupidest mid, but it was early 2000s of a hat that was a Pokemon, but it was embroidered up here. But it was like, you know, and I put it on the hanger with another Pokemon that was actually the shirt that was 2000s, and it was a crazy one. Like it was good, but it was like it was an extra or large kid size, which means it's small petite for somebody. I sold the hat and that, and I told the girl, she's like, "How much do you want for this?" And I'm like, I don't know. I think I said like 25 or 30. And she misunderstood me as each. And she's like, I'll just give you 40. And I'm like, I'm like, there's the Venmo. I just shut up.
Pokemon stuff is on fire.
It was crazy. But like, she paid up, you know? Oh yeah. Dude, I didn't know. And I got off my butt. That's crazy one. That's super bling. Dude, you better ask at over 50 for that. Cause I sold a blue one that was blue velvet. And dude, I sold that for $50. Just a plain Jane. Yours is bling, dude. Crazy. Who the heck wears that shit? It's like
somebody's gonna pay $100 for this one.
And if they got the shoes to match, some yellow Nikes with like some red on it, boom, bam. You know?
Yeah, that most of the time I find Von Dutch and it just has the patch and that's it.
Yep. That's what I mean. Like, but different colors. Yeah.
Yeah. That one's all blinged out. Then this one, I love finding these. This is one of my personal favorites to find.
Come in a little closer, real close. Now I know how much you paid for it, but hey, Ryan Sports, that's a new one for me. Holy sugar. So they were making collegiate stuff? Is that a company that makes, that's Michiganders. Go blue.
Yep. Ren Sports, Ren Spooner.
So keep an eye on that, huh?
Yeah, that's a good one. So
well, I mean, I would just look at that shirt and grab it, dude.
Oh, yeah. All over.
Dude, it's an all over
Michigan football helmet.
Oh, yeah. And you know, I always say this in the lies, like when I sell my t-shirts, okay, we got a size medium, you guys. I know it's not the favorite for it, but look at these. Bang, bang, bang. collegiate stuff, this and that. I live in Austin, Texas, so we got hook 'em horns. We would say, you know,
all over the place.
Yeah, but you know, they've been to the Rose Bowl. This, I mean, they're a hard team to beat. And but I sold a bunch of mids. I find them, dude, we're saturated here. So like, I sold a bunch, but somebody goes, you know, and I know that I put in 2 of them that are really good quality ones that you can only get at their store, and then some other ones that are variations. So I told them, I said, I gave you like 12 shirts. They barely paid much for it. I think I sold them for $30. So I would say, but dude, I don't care because I know how much I paid for them in weight. Yeah, I got lucky, maybe paid $8-9 to ship it. So granted, I maybe made $10, you know, but I'm giving a reseller, they better know, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they better
next
know.
Time, you know.
Here's another great one.
Yeah. Good Ralph. Is it an older version, Ralph Lauren? But look at that. That's, dude, that screams. I'm trying to remember his name. Mondrian. If you ever look up Mondrian, you'll go, oh, okay.
Yeah. Artist. Madras, Madras, right? That's the style.
Oh, that's funny. I wonder if they call Madras based on Mondrian. If you look at Mondrian. Oh.
Double X. Patchwork is another word for this one.
Dude, I've never seen that. Is that what? Oh, because it looks like it's patchwork, but it's actually printed design, right?
No, this is patchwork. Like, I don't know.
So it's literally, holy sugar, dude. I would wear that. Crazy. It's almost like, I bet you $5, they had no problem coming up with that design because whoever did sales and marketing for that went, hey, we got all this patchwork. What are we going to do with $10,000 worth of, you know, material? Patch. There we go.
This is the second one I found. The first one sold for over $100.
Yes, it better, dude.
Yeah.
Then you get, dude. I don't know where you find all this. I need to get I can't source anymore. I got to get rid of all my stuff in the back. But
this is a local college, Northwest Missouri State.
They sell good.
Yeah. It's a champion.
Missouri. This
will be in the pop-up.
You'll sell it. Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect for a pop-up. Yeah, because you want to do regional, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So you're getting excited, huh? You ready for this pop-up?
I'll be ready. Like, I got time, so I'll be ready.
I like your idea about the hangers and colors. I'll be honest. I'm so damn lazy, bro. I got plastic hangers. I got velvet hangers. I got old wooden hangers, but I use old ones for the heavy shit, you know?
Yes, that's what I have too. So I'm going to have to go and buy some other ones.
Don't buy those cheap Sam's or
I hate those ones that
those
just snap as soon as you put them in.
Out. Is that, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, dude. So every time I'm at the bins, I'll pay weight because I'm not paying. They go, well, you can get them cheaper. Yeah, you can get them cheaper because they're fucking cheap. They'll fall apart. Oh, here goes another question. Tino, bro. Thanks for hanging on, man. Do vintage shirts from other countries? So hell yes. I will tell you this for now. But it's sort of, I would say that's a double-edged sword. So like I'm in Texas. If I find Tejano shirts, meaning shirts about Tejano music, you better hold on to them. Like Tio's already after me for my.
Yeah, he wants them. I was going to say Tio's always after.
But I told him, I said, I will hook you up, but you better hook me up.
He will.
He's a good guy.
I do business with him all the time. We trade, we buy from each other, we sell stuff.
And it's funny, he didn't know that I knew, and he goes, first he said, do you have any Mexican shirts? And I went, okay, t-shirt guy to t-shirt guy, be more specific. Like, are you talking about Fernando? Because he's from Mexico. He's a Mexican folk singer. Or do you mean Tejano? Because I know you're in Texas, bro, like me. And he's like, yeah, do you have any Tejano? I'm like, yeah, I do. And I know somebody who collects them, and he'll tax you. Because this is a guy I go source with. And I told him about the t-shirt convention, and guess what he went to go source? He came home with a half a dozen Tejano shirts. And he probably paid like no more than 20. And he was, I can't say the bad word, but he was janking them down, man. Like he was like, you want 40 for this? I'll give you 20.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of it too. Like,
they're
of course,
like,
I'm gonna have a higher price on something at a pop-up, but if you pay it, cool. If you want to bargain a little bit, let's bargain. You know, that's part of it too.
But he knew what he was looking for, and you know what? Yeah. He's got a Facebook group like you or whatever, and he'll go on and post. This buddy of mine. You should follow him. But he doesn't post a lot. He's not really big at but when he finds stuff, he knows, and him and I will share knowledge, and he's learning from me, and I learn from him, and he is the biggest collector of Tejano music in Central Texas. In Central Texas, Central is a different area. Not Houston, not Dallas, but in Central Texas, he has the biggest collection of 45s of Tejano. Like, so he has Selena, he got whoever. He says Selena's overrated, and I'm like, oh, good Lord, you know. But so, like, he's crazy.
The country's T-shirts, they do sell well for certain countries.
Soccer,
yeah. Destination ones like Paris, Eiffel Tower.
If
like
especially they're bang bangs. You really do good like on your platforms. So I stay away from destination shirts for the most part.
Hard Rock Cafe stuff, those always sell well.
They're like bread and butter, like 20, 30 bucks.
25, 30, yeah. So 20 to 30.
But that's like after fees and like your cost of goods, your fees, and your supplies. I say you make 10, 15 bucks. That's, you sell 10 of those in a month. That's $100. That pays your fees on fees.
The way I look at my eBay store is if I could buy something for $5, I have to be able to get a minimum of $25 to make it worthwhile.
Yeah. Yeah. So you get your cost of goods based, and your return on investment.
All that stuff taken care of and give me like $10, $12 profit. Yeah,
I'm so basically you have what we call in the reseller where you have a threshold. So that's good.
That's my threshold. That's I look 5 to 25 is my
I remember like I don't know what I was doing back when I first started, like, I'm not gonna tell you how long ago, but like I remember, you remember when you first started, like, but like, why do I want to make $1? Literally after fees and all that crap, or whatever. Somebody lowballs you, whatever. It's been in there for 5 years. You take it for $1,
Yeah, that's how I am now. Like, I definitely have a threshold that I work with, but
you have to, because think about your returns. But like, do you want a slow nickel or I mean, a slow dime or a fast nickel? Yeah, it's crazy.
This was in my mailbox today, so I bought it last week. You remember the big head poo, right?
Oh, nice, dude. But you got to remember when you're looking at Mickey's, look at how they're drawn. Even if that's like a newer version, it's still based on the old one. That's like an old 70s looking Nicky.
Yeah, it's an old one.
Nicky. What is this from? Is it from the 90s?
They're definitely from. They don't have dates, but their tag is.
It's not Walt Disney, is it?
It's Disney Store.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And they're all one size fits all.
I know somebody who knows the tags in terms, and I found one that was a Disney Store. Man, I let it go too cheap, and it's like, because some of those Disney stores are exclusive sometimes too, so you got to watch them. Yeah.
Yep, that's what you got to watch for.
The Eeyores are crazy. I'm an Eeyore fan, so it's like.
I have not had the Eeyore.
I love me some Eeyore. I want to find a Raiders Eeyore.
Ooh, I have seen a Raiders Eeyore.
No.
I have.
No, I just made it up, dude.
No, I've seen one.
Get the hell out.
I have.
Well, send me it if you ever find Naruto. Yeah, I know. I don't know enough about Naruto, but
I don't either.
Oh, it's anime?
Anime.
That's why Naruto makes strictly, I think, anime. What is that, dude? I'll be honest. I'm dumb when it comes to anime, but I know. Oh, it's dude. The first time I saw those, I always thought it was a fishing bobber.
That's what it looks like. An upside down fishing bobber. Honestly, I don't know anything about this T-shirt. But I know that the tag.
Oh, I wish I threw it in my washer machine, but I found one. It has that same like half red and half white, but it doesn't make sense that it's I think it's either a reference or a spoof, or it's something to do with Pokemon. But I'm like, I can't let this go. But then I look at it, I'm like, I think this is a rare Pokemon. So that's a crazy one. What is that? I can't even see what's going on. What is he doing? Oh, yeah.
He's holding his whatever weapon.
Bro, can I say something? You may actually have something it's not necessarily from Japan, but it could be. But like, it could be like an official, somehow made in Japan, but made for the U.S. states,
I posted it on my page just before I started this, so we'll see if people liked it or not.
Be nice, Rosillo. I'm going to kick you out. The Raiders do not suck. Look at this hat. I got this from a buddy I met. He's a Texas reseller, but they're actually a duo team. I can't remember their names. I feel so bad right now, but they're not watching YouTube. If they ever watch this, shout out, guys. Forgive me. But I went ahead and paid up, but to me, $15 is nothing. But then, what's his name again? Something Good? Mr. Good? Mr. Goods?
Mr. Goods.
I'm going to go ahead and show my bald head, but look at the back of this. He taught me something. He claims, see this NFL thing? He said, okay, the embroidered ones like this, but he said because of this, where'd it go? He showed me and then I'm trying to see where it is, but I love that. This is the best hat I have right now. But the kid gave me a good deal, but there was something he showed me. Was it on the back of this? Maybe it's in the tag. Dude, what did I just see? There was something about the swoosh on it or something. Oh, that's what it is. He says the new ones that are from the 2000s and forwards, see the L?
Yeah.
They'll be new. He says he I don't know how he learned this. I don't know if I can't confirm or deny if it's real, but the L on this means it's pre 2000. So this is 90s. Oh, wow. So if the kid sold me this and didn't know it, I know he just got back from the thrift store, threw it on his Instagram, and I went, I want it. One, because I have a Raiders cap that I wear. It's all black, but it's, you know, it's a tradition. It's nothing special, and it's just got the Raiders logo on a black shirt. So I mean, black hat, and so it's just the Raiders logo, a little bit bigger, but it's a Velcro, you know. And this one, I was like, snap,
funny too.
And dude, I was like, oh, okay, this is nice. And the other guy that's on with him, he's always making jokes. I like him. He's funny. The guy was on. What's his?
It wasn't Graveyard. It was Thrifted Vintage. Was that who it was?
I think it was Thrifted Vintage. I don't think Graveyard. I think Graveyard was on earlier. I don't remember. But the other guy, he's always smoking but he had a Dallas gift. The guy that keeps changing.
Oh yeah. That's Thrifted Vintage. Yeah. He's got lots of caps.
Wow, and I love it. It's smart, and it's funny. So they were like with me, like we were like, you know, we talk fast, and like he's like, no, that's his marketing. Like he'll go and change hats and stuff,
and change his shirt, and then come right back and change his hat.
If people, how much for that? I'll buy it off your back. Yeah,
I got something that you might want. Let me go get it real quick.
Okay, while you're doing that, I'm gonna show something real quick too. I'm gonna pop myself up real quick, dude. Look at that stuff in the back here. Oh, man, he's going to make me buy something. Damn it. Hold on 1 second. Let me put some light on here real quick. Shout out to everybody in the chat that's still listening. If you're listening, and just say hey real quick, even if you didn't say hi yet. I just want to know. I want to say hey, and I appreciate you.
Thanks for everybody for jumping in. Appreciate it.
You know, I mean, but I'll tell you what. It's like if I put the right hashtags and stuff on this, let me show. So I showed you this, right?
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Dude, I was like, yeah, but it's so boxy. When I put it on, it wants to show a little of my like midriff.
That's still beautiful though.
What do you think of this? I will be honest, I didn't even ask the size, and I think it may be like a medium or large. I didn't, but it's a good bootleg.
Yeah, that's nice.
But I can't remember how much I paid for it. I need to start keeping a journal.
That's the hard. Oh, that's. I like the back of it better.
But for being a Cure bootleg, I'll sell this. I'm gonna go 50 on it, and that's probably definitely double what I pay. I think it was only one like 20, 25. I'm hoping I paid cheaper, but I don't remember.
Yeah, that's definitely a $50, $60 t-shirt.
But like you won't see this. That's what I'm saying. Like I mean, and I will say this is probably it could be no. Actually, I think it's a large. But I mean, I'm a Cure fan, so like that was good. I got that, but he sent me another one with it. Let me show you real quick. Oh, yeah, I think I ended up like paying $45 for both. I don't remember. Oh no, not this one. It was this one. I had to get it because the logo. If you know anything about this, you guys, either you know it or you don't. I don't think it's her, but there's a lady named Barbara Kruger that used text and red and black and white in photographs. This might be hers, but see, it says Dan. I think she may have done this album cover for him.
Wow, that's crazy. And it's
John Mellencamp.
Isn't dated. That's nice.
It's single dingle, dude. It's an original, and I went ahead and got it, and I was like, oh yeah, I'll get it. You know.
Yeah, that's nice,
dude. It's like it's so clean. And when I went, what? How much you guys want? I don't know. I mean, I paid ridiculous little amount. He was like, yeah, this much, and I'm like, what? It was
one of those, dude. One of those easy, get your money back.
I will say I'm pretty sure I'll go back and look at my email, but I think I only paid like $50 for both of these. Dude, that was an insane steal. They were just sleeping. And I was like, I mean, remember when he was John Cougar and then John?
Yep.
Anyway. So that was what I got. And then I did want to show one last thing real quick. I showed it. I went ahead and I don't know. Tell me if you think this is vintage or fake. And then I want to get in another topic one day with you in private. What do you know about that?
Nothing. I've never seen that tag.
I don't know. If it's a repop, it's a damn good one, but single dingle all the way. Okay. On the bottom, it's single. When I looked at the provenance on it, it's 80s, dude, all the way.
Wow.
I don't know what they're worth, but I think I only paid like $35 for it or something.
Yeah, that's if that's a real. I've never seen that tag. That's the only thing I worry about. I don't know the tag.
But this movie came out in the 80s, so I rolled the dice, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get it.
And there's cracking and fading on the actual ghost, so that's probably right.
I'm thinking, bro. I mean, come on, single, and
yeah,
it's like, yeah, you're right about you're good. You got a good eye, bro. Look at that crackling.
Yeah.
I mean, I had to roll the dice. I mean, like, this is whether you hate that movie or like it or whatever, it doesn't matter. Dude, single.
It's iconic. Like, everybody knows when you talk about Ghostbusters, everybody knows what it is.
You will find this in Walmart, but you will not find this original one. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, how do you? And I will say it's mild fade, but somebody barely wore this sucker because the tag is so crisp. So that's why I was like, could it be? If it's a repop of a like, you know, I mean, I call it upper grade repop. That's fool me, bro.
Well, if that's a repop, that's an older repop because of the cracking and the fading on the ghost.
But it says it only has the provenance 84, and then it says 86 on it. So
86 would be nice. So this is only available in Kansas City, and this version of this is gone already. So you can't get this version anymore. And I still have, I think, 5 more of them. So let me know if you want one, because I will give you a good price on it, and you can put it up behind you and celebrate it. Okay, you ready?
Oh shoot! Here we go. Oh shoot, dude! What's Hy-Vee?
Hy-Vee is a local grocery store.
Nice, dude. Duh! You're in Kansas City. Holy shit, dude! Yeah, you know, my nephew went to school the same year he was there.
Wow, Texas Tech.
Yeah. See, you know, dude. I'll buy one off of you, bro. Yeah, I'll pay. You know, because I actually have a shirt of his. I was gonna give it away in the auction. I was like, no, hold on to that, because I think that kid's gonna come far pretty soon.
Oh, he's fantastic. So this
I was so pissed off last year.
It was hard to watch.
Nobody fucking supported his ass. Nobody was guarding him and shit. And you see the runs he made. He ran his own shit. I was like,
so he got together with this with Hy-Vee and his foundation, and they came up with Magic Mahomes Crunch. This is his cereal. This is the first version box of this cereal.
I like the sound of Magic Mahomes. They call it Mahomes Magic Crunch, but that's still good.
Yeah.
It should be Magic Mahomes Crunch.
Yeah, that would probably make sense, but however they came up with it, you know, you got a nice picture of him and all that stuff. I heard it sucked. Like, I heard it's not a good cereal, but I mean, you're getting a collector's item.
I was going to say, like, man, if in a few years, like, he really kicks his game up, I want to see him so bad. I really wanted him to, like, ooh, dude.
Like I said, this is the first version. Second version came out, and they have a whole entire picture on the back that 6 of them make a big picture of him.
Did you buy those too?
No, I didn't. I only bought this one. I've actually bought 2 cases of these, and I sold the case right away for $250. Then I've been selling these here and there.
Good. Yeah, because that's one I call that passive income. You know, just sit on it.
I've already made so much money off a case that it's ridiculous.
That's good. Yeah, put one aside for me. We'll talk.
Yeah, I just thought it was funny because you're a Raiders fan. And
no, but you know what, bro? You know, I mean, I'm not. I'll be honest. I don't even get to follow football as much as I like, but I'm an old diehard because I lived in San Jose, California, and Oakland's like right there, and you know, And I grew up in the days. I'm going to show how old I am. I grew up when, man, the old quarterback. What was his name? Oh shoot, his mom and dad were blind.
Kenny Stabler?
No.
Jim
When I
Plunkett?
mentioned his, yeah, Plunkett. Yeah,
Oh.
Jim. You said Jim?
Yeah.
Yeah, or is it Jim? Or yeah, not James. It was Jim Plunkett. Yeah, I always loved Plunkett. I don't know what it was. I think I was young and I really got into the football at the time. And my uncle always, he was a diehard fan. Like he was crazy because he was an A's fan, so he would go if he could afford to, he'd go to see the Raiders. But yeah, man, like I remember really starting to get into it, and like Lyle Zato and shit like that, and those guys were like, woo. And then what's his name? Did Rice? No, did Rice come on?
Yeah, he played for one or
49ers,
2 years.
And then he ended with 49ers. That's right.
Oh, he ended with Seattle Seahawks.
Oh no, and that's when I got really pissed at him because I could never stand it. Because
he was 41 years old.
What's that?
He was 41 years old when he retired.
Jeez.
He had a 1,000-yard season at 40 or 41, whichever one he the year before he retired, he had a 1,000-yard receiving.
Good way to end it.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of which I thought, oh God, Brady Buccaneers. I'm like, Jesus, and then they were like, and then all of a sudden I'm like, come on, no. It's like all those Patriot fans are like, now nobody gives a shit about the Patriots anymore. It's just wherever, I'll give him credit somewhat, but I still think he deflated some balls and shit. So.
He is a great player. There's no question about that.
Yeah, I'm not going to take that away from him.
Probably the greatest quarterback of all time.
Well, I will say this much. That's where I have no issues with him, and I'm not going to debate you on that. That's not what. But like Mahomes to go up against him, fucking did his. Oh man,
he did everything he could. It just the team wasn't all there.
Thank you. I agree with you. I was so frustrated. I mean, and I hope they reamed him. That I hope they come out this year and do like, come on, let's get our crap together because. He needs. I would love to see Mahomes on some other team. That's all I gotta say.
I'm a huge football fan. That's one of my big time hobbies is fantasy football, and
I wish I knew enough to like really get into that. But like, I'll be honest, I can't keep my eye on stats. I skip a lot of games, and it's like, yeah. And then the players from the time I stopped watching and this and that, I'm like, I can't keep up anymore. And it's like you got to be really good. So like. I give mad props to all my buddies that are like super sports guys. Like I'm a passive, football watcher, and I'd rather go see like a baseball as a live game than watch it on TV.
I 100% would rather be at a baseball game than watching it on TV.
Yeah. You get it.
Football is a toss-up.
I still have not gone to see a football game. Yeah.
Oof. You should come to Kansas City and go to one because the barbecue is amazing.
Dude, well, yeah. This year I'm gonna try to go. There's a reseller. Actually, he's coming up this weekend. He may be here tomorrow or the next day. He's visiting his brother up north of where I live, and he's a goofy guy. Speaking of caps, changing. He came on our show, so if you can look up Mindful Merchants, there's this guy named the Cap Guy. I love Bobby. Dorky as shit. He's got the Muppet puppet.
The cat. Why does that sound familiar? I think I've heard somebody else talk about him.
So he's on YouTube. He's the smartest guy. Corny as crap, but I love him. But he's smart but he's got this. He won't let this shtick. There's this, you know what I mean by shtick. Yeah. He's got this shtick with this Muppet, and he's got this little puppet, and it's the Cap Guy and whatever. I forget his character's name, but like, and then he'll put it away, but but the guy knows he did nothing but caps. Because I'm like, that's so smart. You can store caps so easy. You could, and there's a lot of money in caps, like T-shirts and stuff.
There is.
In the whole interview we did with him, he changed his hat probably like 20 times, and they were all 20 different caps.
Jeez,
crazy dude. How you doing, man? You getting tired, bro? I don't care. We can go. We can get off.
Let's go 5 more minutes because that'd be midnight here.
Oh shoot, yeah. Is it already midnight dude? We've been going on for 3 hours. Gee.
Just about.
Dude,
on hockey jerseys, the LA Kings Burger King is one of the highly sought third jerseys. The original runs can bring some decent cash. Even the number 8. Kalahati convicted on drug charges. So here's an interesting thing on hockey jerseys. If you inside out the jersey and on the back side, if it has a loop, like a little fabric loop, probably about that big, that means it is one of the ones that is eligible to be played in a game. That loop actually goes into the back of the pads and attaches so that people can't pull it up over their heads when they get into a fight. So there's a little tip for you guys out there on the reselling side.
Thanks. That's good, because you know what? I've always wanted to get into hockey. I find myself watching it. Do you remember, I think it was actually earlier this year, or was it late last year, when the Stars finally got to play? Remember, because of the COVID, Stars are out of Dallas. And stupid me, I have a Stars hockey jersey, and I never listed it. And I was like, I should have. Why didn't I list it? And then a buddy of mine, I think it was you. No, it was somebody I know. I think it was somebody more local. No, it was a local guy. Yeah, it was a local guy. I remember him now. I was thinking it was you because he's bald-headed too. And he is so smart. Like, this guy, I'm like, oh my God, I think I have the exact same one. He's like, you better list it. And like, it was already off season. Like what do they call, the Stanley Cup was over, And I was like, oh, why am I not listing it? And I got another one, the Washington, D.C., whatever they call themselves. The
Capitals?
Yeah. And I don't know why I paid up for it. I got a little discount, but I think I don't know. I was saving up points at this thrift store, and I got some good points that day. But like, I have a couple of them. I'm so slow to list, bro. Like, I'm just so busy, and it's like, I got to get my act together, because that stuff is money.
Yeah, I and talking about like seasonal stuff, I don't wait. As soon as I find something, I try and list it right away. Like,
yeah, that's my new business model. When I move, and I'm going to have to learn, because I know I'm going to learn a hard lesson, is I'm going to have to let a lot of good stuff go, which is fine. I'll give it to my reseller friends.
Send me the T-shirts. I'll take the T-shirts.
Maybe. No, the T-shirts I'll probably never get rid of, because think about it. Like, even if I didn't have a store shed, I got a place to store.
Oh yeah, they're easy,
bro. I mean, I'm never going to get rid of like my Bang Bang Grails. But I will. I'll probably set out some bundle deals. I don't know how I'm gonna, and I'll probably go private first, and then if nobody wants them, I'm like, okay, whatever. I'll get rid of them.
Thing to do: take pictures of 5 or 6 of them for Instagram, and post. Yeah, 5 for $25, 5 for $30, 5 for $30, 4 for $36, whatever it is.
I need to do that, because I'll tell you what, I'm losing money sometimes where I break even on my auctions, and I don't mind. But the other day, I broke even, like, just on size medium, and like I gave like, dude, I probably gave like 7 or 8 or 9.
Mediums are tough.
Well, not just so much that, but the weight, So like I mean,
you lose on shipping too. Yeah.
If I'm paying at least $1.50 a pound, at least, depending on weight and stuff, because some things are thicker, and but if you're paying like $1.50 a pound, and 10 shirts can easily weigh like 3-4 pounds, maybe, and if it's heavy, and so like, I paid up, I'm paying like close to whatever, but even if it's like well above $5 or whatever, but it's between 10, and then you got to pay another $10 to ship it, and I'm starting bid is like $14. I'm like, I just gave this to you,
Yeah, that's break even.
That's break even is what it is, and that's not worth my time. But I don't mind sometimes, because what I do is I'm trying to get repeat customers. I'm also trying to help other resellers out. If it helps, good. I'm happy for you, because I'm not going to list it because I'm lazy. I'm honest, bro. Yeah. But I want to get to the point where, like, there's a kid I interviewed. He's a smart ass guy. Like, he's both smart ass, but he's like smart. He does mostly strictly Amazon. He does it. He's smart. He keeps his eBay as his back, but he lists on there, and he makes, like, in a 1 week, he can make $2,000. And he only has 300 listings.
Damn.
And he says, it's not, he keeps telling people, it's not about how many you have on there. Yes, it does help. But he says, you can just buy better quality, invest in better quality. But then again, his business model is different. Like, he buys certain different things,
Yeah, well, Amazon's a different beast than eBay or Instagram. Like,
yeah, we won't go there.
That's another topic.
I truly believe. I'm not saying that somebody's not trying to sell some vintage shit on there, but like, you can't do good on that. You need Grail, you need eBay, you need all these other.
Yes.
What do you know about what's that, Bid Stitch? Are you involved?
I haven't gotten involved yet. I looked at it.
I messed up. I should have got on their freebie program thing where, like, as long as you keep paying your monthly fee, like eBay or whatever, if you got a store, they gave you these perks for life. Like, your price can never go up, and and like you have a couple perks that maybe somebody who just joined it later wouldn't, but a buddy of mine did. And BizStitch was there at the ATX Vintage Con that we have here. And stupid me, I just didn't even have time to stop because I was too busy networking and seeing buddies and buying deals. And
stop and smell the roses every once in a while.
Woo. Well, I did, man. I wasn't even a vendor, and I was supposed to be a vendor at that thing. And everybody's and the guy that helped promote it, I thought you were gonna be here. I'm like, I need some Z-Racks. Trust me, there's plenty around here. Houston and Dallas hold it down. But Austin's sneaking in there. We're like a sleeping giant. I think we're going to be like that perfect central because people will come from Dallas, 2 hours, 3 hours, 2 hours from Houston. They'll come into Austin. And San Antonio is only an hour away, and they have a lot of good stores there. It's crazy. This market is here to stay. I think it's just going to diversify.
Well, it's always good to have more options. So if you are pulling people from those places, that's phenomenal.
Yeah.
We don't have, like I said, the one that I was talking about earlier. That's the only pop up in our region. Like there's nothing else going on.
All I'm going to say is, a businessman, network like a mofo. Keep your opportunities. You don't have to step on people's feet, but if you make your own, even if it's a smaller version, like 20 people's a lot.
That's a lot.
So if you can figure out where like you got a little like connection, like you guys, hey, and just within, hey, you want to keep, it'd be great. I'm working on maybe in the next year, like you just push it out there. If it happens sooner, more power to you. But like you get him excited, like, yeah, I'll keep in touch with you. Here's my phone number. And the next, you may, if you're good and you know how to go to a property manager and you know how to like get the right, I have old contracts where like we would sublet their thing for like, I just want it for 2 days and I'll pay you $1,000. Or whatever, I'm not going to pay that much now, but like the money that comes from the vendor fees, you can flip it back and maybe have enough to buy get somebody to be a DJ for a day. There's
of course, I know DJs and I know people that have event centers and I know pole dancers. So
dude, I know you're a networker. You're savvy, dude. You're corporate good sav. You get the business. You know how to do it.
But the crazy thing is I think as a kid, this is something that I was doing, not knowing I was doing it, like not knowing I was a reseller. Like
hustling.
I remember buying baseball cards and selling them for double what I got them for, and then trading them and making more money, and then selling my tie at school because somebody forgot theirs. Like I've been making money like this in odd ways ever since I was a kid, selling corn that we had from somebody up the street. Just weird.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I grew up in. It's funny you say this. So I on the same note, man, we better cut this short because we can go all night. We'll do this again. We'll do this again.
All right.
And maybe next time we'll have somebody in with us. It'll be like a nice, we're not boring each other. But like I grew up in a farming community in Cali, and so like the things you were talking about, like I remember we call it gleaning. A lot of people don't. What does gleaning mean? I use that term for finding shirts. I glean those bins. Like I will find gleaning just means you go in after crops have been produced and collected. We would glean the walnuts and find sacks and sacks, and you can sell the meat of the walnuts as long as you do the work, and you can get a lot of money just because there's people like we need the meat of the walnuts because we sell them, for products and things, and and that was like, oh damn, I could make that much money. I'm like picking up, and you have these tools picking up these walnuts, and you're throwing them in a big old sack, and so, like you said, like you're selling that corn, whatever you can do, bro. I grew up across the street from a flea market. At the time there was a debate, but they were like, we are the biggest one in the West Coast. It was in San Jose, California. It's still there. And I finally hooked up on their Instagram. I'm like, why didn't I think about it? And it's crazy to follow it because a lot of those shirt rats are now there when it used to be just like Chinese goods or, reproduction wholesale crap that you don't want. It used to be like automotive and, this and that. And people coming in selling like instead of a garage sale, it is a big property. And they bought that company or the guys that ran it. They were called the Bum family because their last name was Bumm or something like that. And they bought the property from my grandma across the street.
Wow.
A walnut farmer.
Wow.
And I won't even tell you. I Googled one day and I went down and saw that property where I used to live. And I grew up as a kid. makes me want to throw up because like that's $1 billion of property, not million, billion.
Jeez.
Because you know where I lived? Silicon Valley, bro.
Oh my God.
Try to find property anymore.
No.
You know how much it's like LA
by itself,
bro. It's sick. And like I remember going, my grandfather came here from Italy and bought that property because it was good, rich soil, and he'd plant all those trees. So by the time I was like old enough to know who he was passed away. Like so, he grew the stuff in like I think the late 30s or 40s.
man.
And yeah, dude, like history. And that house that I lived in was like an old doctor's house. And this house was huge. Like I had the lay of the land as a kid. And then I remember I was old enough. My mom was like, you can go to I probably should have been dead. Like so many perverts try to kidnap me back in the day. You know, the guys with the vans and stuff. Like, yeah. And I was like you, like with comics and stuff and with baseball cards, anything I can get cheap, go back and flip it at school. You learn, you're like, oh shit. Oh, I can get, but I wasn't flipping it for money. I was flipping it to get other things I wanted, like other comic books.
Yep, we did the same thing. Motorcycles, mopeds, bikes, anything to flip.
Trade up is better, right? Trade up. Yeah. Like, you know, like I was happy to hear when you told me, like, you sold the Jennifer Lopez. If you knew what I got it and where I got it at a store it's called Pavement here. Look them up. I think they're only in Texas. If they're a chain now, then it's like Uptown Cheapskates, what I heard is all over the place now, but they're like kind of trying to follow that trend of upscale clothes, but not just t-shirts, you know, Lululemon or whatever, you know. But yeah, this place I went in one day and I was like, damn, I know it's size small, and I did the opposite. I went in and paid up for it, you know. But it was like good, you know. It was like, when are you gonna find a J-Lo?
No.
She ain't gonna do it that much, you know.
I've actually, before you gave me that one, I had one. I had an extra large J-Lo. Yeah.
And you said you wish you didn't sell it.
Yeah, I wore it once, and somebody asked me if I had one, and I said, well, I'll sell it to you for $75. And they were like, bet. They sent me $75 right away, and I'm like, God damn it, now I got to really sell it. So
oh yeah,
I've sold 2 J-Los now, both for $75.
I just changed my name. My name was misspelled this whole time.
You know, I wasn't even watching.
I'm not.
Oh, I see it now. Yeah.
I just it said it said something else, but I had to put the ER on it. Like I was hurrying up to come in here, dude. It's been fun, bro. I want to be respectful for your time. Yeah, we got to get up, man. I'm already feeling. I will say this much: this week has been a hard week for me. I did my pop up Sunday. It was like 12 hours. I didn't smash it. I killed it that weekend. I
love hearing that,
dude. I was like but like I've been at that same one and just did my like, okay, if I go any less than this, I'm gonna like question it. But this one is a good sweet spot. I let the young ones, they go, we went to this pop up and this. I'm like, it'd be nice if I was invited, but since you know I know my lane, and I will sell like crazy, you know.
And you know what? There's nothing wrong with selling mids, 20 of them, and making $200, $300, $400 at a time, because mids pay the bills. That's how you
do. Like mids to me, yeah. I sold stuff like all day. I learned. I found that sweet spot. Like, yeah, I want 25, 30, and I definitely want the $100 shirts to be going. And once in a while, I can sneak in a 50 if they're really like, you know, and like I consider that Grateful Dead that kind of deal, but it was a bundle with something that anyway. But yeah, dude, like I went. Let me find stuff that my price point is like $1 or less or whatever, no more than $5 I pay for it. And if I can get 15 or more, boom, all day. All I needed to do is sell 20 to 30 of those shirts that are $10 to $25 or more. Yeah. And then that's pays.
Perfect. Like people overlook that aspect of it, but more people are going to buy that $15 shirt that then can afford the $150 to the $200 shirt.
And I slip in, and I had like, also this much of just actual vintage, and I sold a shirt and I demanded $25, and I probably should have got more, but it was a regional shirt. It was called the Texas Chili Parlor, and it's still there. It was from It was from 77. It had this beautiful vulture on it. It was this crazy, but like it probably said size large or whatever, but it was like that thing was like small medium. But it had the old Hanes tag from the 70s, and get this. That is where they filmed. I think it was either Quentin Tarantino or the other guy Rodriguez that does, you know, those movies, Death Car or something like that.
Rich Rodriguez, I think, right?
Yeah, Richard Rodriguez. He made that Death Cab or Death Car or whatever it's called movie in there. So when I told that girl that, I said, I'm letting it go for 25. You're getting a 1977 shirt. You can have it for 20. She didn't argue after that. She's like, I want it because
that's how I feel about this one.
Oh man. Yeah. Yeah.
This is a local high school that's no longer a high school.
And it's beautiful. So that's got provenance. It's got history. And look at that. For a high school shirt.
Oh, it's huge, right?
Somebody designed the shit out of that. I mean, it's simplified, but it's good. It's only a two-tone, with a black shirt. Is there anything on the back yet or no?
Nothing on the back.
That don't have to. But that's a proud shirt. And unfortunately, is that building still there at least?
I think it is, and I think they turned it into apartments.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me one bit. Yeah.
But the Paseo here is a very historic part of town. Yeah. So this kind of thing is up and down.
Dude, look at that. For a high school, those kids were walking up and down the steps back in the day.
Yeah.
Jeez. Yeah. And, those are the ones that if we talk to our old timers, they're like, oh, yeah, man, what would be great? Here's a challenge. Be on the lookout for provenance to help support that shirt. Find a yearbook. Look online. Find it for $5 or whatever. Put it with that.
This was in my $5 bin, and now I'm changing it to a $25 T-shirt.
I would actually kind of sit on it for a while, like if it's a regional tee. Bring it to the pop-up and list it for like $35. Yeah, they're gonna ask you 25 or 20.
Single dingle.
Yeah. You don't see that stuff all the time, bro. Man, I appreciate your time and thank you for affording your time on here. I mean, we'll if you want to do it again, we'll do it again. Like it's a regular thing, and or as much as we can. Because I know time is always weird. I'm surprised, man. I lasted this long. I'm an old fart, bro. It's like shit.
I'm a little tired, but my dog's got to go out.
Let's go. Let's call it quits, bro. All right, everybody. I'm ending the broadcast. Thank you for all four that stuck it out.